So we're gonna kill two birds with one stone here. We couldn't fit this segment into the pod, so we're gonna intro because it's kind of
we can just
quick,
breeze through it.
Gio wants to talk about the players and how they voted for the most overrated player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And of course, he knows the results. You know the results, but he wants to talk about a specific player that fits his agenda very well.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I just wanted to say, the players know ball, because they play ball.
Okay.
So they know ball, and they know that Rudy Gobert is overrated. They know this.
So, I'm going to just preface.
And I've been saying this.
I'm going to preface.
Because I know ball.
Okay.
For everybody. So I subscribe to The Athletic, as you know. I'm sure everybody knows The Athletic. They did a players pool survey this past week where
don't assume we're in 2025.
Okay. It
Exactly.
For what?
Just don't assume.
Just don't
For
assume.
what did I say?
Don't assume.
Assume.
You would assume everyone knows about The Athletic.
Some people don't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
kidding.
I'm sorry.
Keep
But
going,
you guys
keep going.
should know if you're sports fans. But they did a players pool where they just various random players took a poll that they sent out, and the results came back. And one of there was a lot of questions, but Gio's favorite question that came back to his liking.
Oh my God, get to the point. You're taking forever.
I'm trying to find a screenshot. Is the most overrated player in the league. So to top it off, it was Tyrese Halliburton, who was in first. I'm trying to find the percentage.
It was only like 10 players, I think, out of the whole vote.
Oh, I found it. So 14.4% for Halliburton. Rudy was at a flat 10%, and then Trae Young was at 8.9%. That was the top three.
Nah, it's diabolical. Trae Young.
I think Trae Young deserves to be up there.
I think Trae Young is more underrated than overrated.
Yeah, I think for the numbers he puts up, he's not overrated.
Yeah, but he's super inefficient.
Yeah, but he's made it farther in the playoffs than most MVP
Yeah, that's the only
candidates.
thing he's holding on to, and that was just a fluke of a year. We know that.
But at the end of the day, that's what matters most. He made it farther than Embiid. He made
Yeah,
it
but
farther
it was
than
a-
Donovan Mitchell.
Do you want to
It was a
know
fluke
what?
of a year.
Do you want to know why I'm happy about that list? Because number one is 100% accurate.
The man that's cooking right now.
What? He's cooking? I mean, 10 points is not cooking.
17 points and 15 assists is pretty damn impressive.
I don't
if you ask
know.
me.
What did he
15
have?
assists
What
is
did he? What did he have last game?
17 and 15.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I did not check the box score.
Check it.
17
I don't
points.
gotta check the box
I think
score.
it was he's the Pacers' leading rebounder in the playoffs right now.
That's pretty
So-
good.
I gotta check the box score. Oh, that was last night's game.
I
No,
like his
I didn't check
activity.
it.
Tyrese is a good player. He contributes to
Oh, he
winning,
did.
but he's not.
Yeah, he did.
You know what? I'll say he's a borderline all-star.
Yes.
No, he is an all-star.
He's a borderline all-star.
In every game this series, he's had double-digit assists. And 10, 14, 21. Okay. The
21
points-
assists?
21 points.
Oh, okay.
He had 20
All right.
assists in a game or 19 assists earlier this
Listen,
season.
I'll give it to him. He's passing the ball.
He gets that team going, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's becoming the modern day Steve Nash.
I think
I'm not gonna say that.
I think Hallie deserves credit, but I think Spicy P deserves much more credit for what he's doing right
The whole
now.
team deserves more credit. That entire roster. We're going to talk about the Pacers later on.
Yeah,
though.
we'll get to
Yeah.
that.
But that whole roster deserves more credit than they deserve. And I told you, start believing in Indiana because
Well-
the way they're playing is great.
And
Well-
also because Damian, we'll get to
We'll
that
get
as
to,
well.
well,
we'll get
the,
to
the,
that.
the first round is a wash for them now, unfortunately, but the second round may not be a wash.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just have to see. But
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Take it
what's going
away.
on, everyone? It's episode 55 of the Floor Spacer podcast. I'm just trying not to reveal any more information about what we're
yeah.
going to talk about. So as you guys can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be doing another tier list on the channel. Y'all really loved the last one when we put title contenders into it. Today, rather than doing what we did last year, which is picking every team's X factor, really anyone can be an X factor outside of the top 2 or 3 stars. So we're going to take a bunch of players on all the playoff teams that are still alive and put them into a tier list based on how impactful they have been so far in the first round. So it should be a lot of fun, should be exciting. And obviously, if you guys do enjoy today's episode, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, get us to 6K as soon as possible. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, answer the polls, leave a review, all that good stuff. Follow our socials down in the description below. Our personal ones are on the screen right here. Get Gio to 1 million Instagram followers. And by the time this episode drops, our Discord server should be officially live and launched. It will be in the pinned comment below. It'll also be in the description. Be sure to go join it. It's going to be our home base.
That is where you can find us right away.
basically.
Don't prank call us.
And by us, it'll probably just be me and Antoine because Gio will probably never look at it once in his life.
Please prank call him. Tell him you're like an agent for the Rockets trying to sign him.
Okay,
Please.
definitely.
Please do that.
I'm not Shador Sanders.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, definitely.
I know. Poor guy.
Yeah, you got pranked.
But yeah, obviously we're going to do our usual, first 45 minutes to an hour of news, and this news is essentially just going to be going through some of the playoff series. Mm-hmm. So guys, do we have anything else to sort of say before we dive right in?
Let's go.
Let's roll. All right, we're going to hop into some unfortunate news that we were hoping not to cover today, but it did. So yesterday,
It did.
it did happen, unfortunately. So Damian Lillard today was just diagnosed with a torn left Achilles tendon after last night's game. I'm sure most of you, or a majority of you, probably were watching that game or saw the highlight of the video and how his Achilles tendon kind of snapped, like similar to KD's a few years ago. And he will be out the rest of the postseason, which probably is going to be right now looking like just one game, and it's going to be over for them. But I'm going to pose a question because, in my opinion, I thought Dame would be a good trade piece because I had Milwaukee leaving or exiting in the first round this year. So the question I'm going to pose is that, does the Dame injury make it harder to trade Giannis away? Because now you have Dame who's out, presumably probably all of next year, a good amount of next year.
No, he's missing the whole season.
Next year, you think?
Yeah, he's
so,
not
right?
coming back.
Okay, so you have Dame going to be out. So you can't really trade him. So you kind of resort to the Giannis thing now, and Giannis getting moved. But then also you kind of have Dame coming back. You have one star with, I guess, whatever comes back from the Giannis trade. It's going to be a little interesting. If you were Milwaukee, I think you would preferably want to trade both of them away and just start a whole new rebuild. Now it's a little harder for you. But for the main thing I'm going to say is, does this injury make it harder to trade Giannis away in the offseason?
No. Why would it?
I think it makes it easier, to be honest with you.
Why would it be easier?
Well, because think about it this way, right? You're going into a season now where you're going to lose in the first round again. You traded your second best player in franchise history for Kyle Kuzma, and now your second best player is injured on the team. Like, what do you do if you're Giannis? I just really don't see a reason for him to stay.
The follow-up question to this is, presumably the Bucks will lose Game 5 tomorrow or Wednesday. Is it time for the Bucks to blow it up and also fire Doc Rivers?
First of all, I'm not too sure they're going to lose because Gary Trent Jr. might go crazy again. You never know.
All right, based on that prediction, the Pacers are definitely winning by 40. But
so
we'll
is
see.
Doc going to be gone?
Doc is out of there.
yeah,
Is the whole team going to get gutted?
I think what I think's going to happen. I'm not necessarily sure what happens with Doc because I'll be honest, a lot of this is out of his control. This is like the one situation where Doc is kind of like, not the reason. Giannis is going to request a trade.
Yeah.
I think it finally happens when a European requests out of a team. And
Even Bucks fans know it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Like, they're just preparing themselves for it.
it's kind of done and dusted. You saw Giannis on the bench yesterday. He just looked checked out.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of done with it all. And, I don't really blame him because after the championship in 2021, what else has this team really done?
Yeah.
You lose in the second round to Boston in 2022. Chris Middleton was injured.
Give away Drew Holiday.
You literally, that was before they lost in the first round to an 8-seed Miami Heat.
Right.
Then you trade away Drew Holiday, and your dumbass GM, who you just extended, by the way, didn't trade him to a third team. Portland rerouted him to your rival in Boston, which was pretty stupid if you ask me. And then you lose in the first round again to Indiana. Giannis and Dame go down, and now you're in this situation. And, quite frankly, was Dame even the right player to trade with in the first place? Because his last year in Portland and even multiple years in Portland, he's had lower leg problems, that calf, shin area. Obviously, last year he strained his Achilles, and then a year ago a year from that exact date, he tears it. And, not to mention the blood clot in the right calf, but this was in the left leg, the injury. It's just this team has no future. There's no direction. I don't even think they really have many draft picks.
Nope, they don't.
So Giannis has to request out for this team to do anything more than just a play-in spot next season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, not to mention, the coaching carousel. They went from Bud to Adrian Griffin to Doc. Now Doc could be gone. You're looking at a fourth head coach in how many years?
Someone made a tweet saying that the Bucks brought Doc in to make Giannis request down.
Yeah, he was also Doc was on the list of most overrated coaches or something, or worst coaches.
Worst coaches.
He was.
Yeah.
He was like top 2, 3.
But
Yeah.
it's funny, if Doc gets fired, apparently his odds to go to Denver are really high.
Oh my goodness.
No, the favorite's Sacramento right now.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, I think that's
Let me
bad.
just read this. I actually sent this to you, Anthony. It
Oh,
says,
yeah, I didn't see it. What
Whatever
is it?
you think about Milwaukee's future, it may be worse. It says Damon's 34 may not play again until 2027.
Yep.
It says they don't own their first in this draft. Least favorable first round swaps in 26, 28, and 30. Don't own any firsts in 27 and 29 years. I'm talking about.
Yep.
Don't own their first till 2031. This is insane. Brooke Portis, Gary Trent Jr., Tayshaun Prince, Kevin Porter Jr., Rollins are all free agents. Who wants Kyle Kuzma right now?
No one.
Their young core is Tyler Smith and Chris Livingston and Chris Livingston and Andre Jackson Jr. That's their young core.
Yeah.
So their future is rough.
Leak.
Well,
yeah.
I mean-
they're just about as cooked as both Philly and Phoenix.
Yep.
And it's not really, it's kind of funny how Milwaukee and Phoenix were in the finals against each other 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of in the same space. And I think that just kind of goes to show you that overachieving 1 year really can be a detriment to your future. That's why the coach of the years always get fired. I don't think Phoenix was aiming to make a championship run that season. Milwaukee, I guess they were, but they had their bags packed midway through the second round series against us. So it was hard for them to replicate that the year afterwards. And it's crazy, man. It's strange how quick things change like that.
Yeah, I mean, also if they do gut the team, you're hoping to recoup at least a good amount of firsts. Maybe not right
Need
away,
to.
but
Need to.
some later on. Maybe some right away in this or next year's draft. And you just start from scratch.
You have
Bring in
to.
a young head coach. That's kind of what it comes down to. Phoenix will probably doing the same thing. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low
Low key, if Nico Harrison just had 6 months of patience, he could have had a Luka for Giannis swap.
Wow.
Yeah.
That literally could have been perfect because if Giannis requests out, you easily make that swap. I think Dallas would be better with Giannis than Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's looking like I know the Nets are a favorite to land Giannis. Obviously, other teams with more draft capital and more promising futures right now as far as, championship contenders like OKC, San Antonio, Golden State even, they have probably more enticing packages for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But it really just depends on where the Nets pick lands in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Because if we fall to 8, then I'm pretty sure we're probably going to trade for him. But if we win the lottery, we're obviously
No, you
not
wouldn't
going
move
anywhere.
that pick.
not a
No.
chance. I'm not. If the Nets trade a top 3 pick for Giannis, I may have to disassociate myself because that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
It's not going to happen. Don't worry.
But
Do you want to get into the series now?
Let's go.
yeah, we'll
looking
quickly
at?
touch on the series.
Yeah.
Just what have your overall thoughts been on Indiana? Because you, Gio, have given me the most pushback on the Pacers and the way they operate on both ends of the floor.
Have I?
This season? Yeah, I keep telling you they're championship contenders, and you're telling me not so fast. Now, obviously, the only reason you picked them to go to the conference finals is because they're playing Cleveland in the second round. But what have been your thoughts just overall on Indiana's play?
I mean, they're playing a team that's, not fully themselves. So I'm not going to give them too much credit. You know what I mean? Let's slow down. But at the same time, they are beating this team by like 20 points every game. They win. So they're doing it. Other than the fact that Gary Trent Jr. popped off.
In the only one they had.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, they're handling business. So I give them their credit for that.
Yeah.
But it's against a team that's injury riddled.
Yeah, but I mean, you just got to
Falling apart. No pieces besides Giannis, honestly.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
But you just got to play who's in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
but right now, yeah.
And they're doing it. They're handling that. So I'm not going to give all their credit yet. I'll wait till I'll wait till I'll see how they play against the Cavs or a better team.
Right, yeah, that's obviously going to be a big litmus test in the second round.
Absolutely.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm loving the way just everyone's playing. I think the most underrated part of this series has been the leap of Aaron Nesmith.
Yeah.
I've never seen him this aggressive before. Not only does he have to guard Giannis for 42 minutes a game, his offensive capabilities have skyrocketed since last year. He's taking more threes. He's really driving to the hoop.
Yeah.
I'm just really loving what I'm seeing all across the board from him. We obviously all know how great Andrew Nembhard is. And
Exactly.
you know what's crazy is that this isn't even a good TJ McConnell series, and he's still playing like somewhat impactful minutes. So it's honestly really crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'll ask you, Antoine, how likely is it for the Pacers to beat the Cavs in the second round?
The way it's looking right now, I think it's very slim. That's kind of just what we're looking at the scores against Miami. Keep in mind, Miami is not very good itself.
They're not good
Yeah.
at all.
And we
They're not good
expected
at
them to sweep them. But the numbers that they're putting up
What's the
against
score right now?
Miami, it's, 45-17.
Oh, God. This is embarrassing.
But they've been blowing out Miami by
Destroying them.
20-plus every game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team
At the
is on a
moment,
mission.
They are.
I
Scared.
know Darius Garland has some,
He's a toe injury.
toe injury right now, but game 1 was 21 points. Game 2 was closer. Game 3 was 30, and this game could be 30-plus in a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably going to be like 50.
They look really good.
Yeah.
Cavs.
Defense and offense.
Yeah.
Not to like, the Pacers are a good opponent for the Cavs to play in the second round to test against
Right.
Boston.
Right.
I think that series is testing more Cleveland than Indiana.
Good
Just
take.
because Cleveland is the first seed, Indiana is probably the toughest test they'd get in the East, besides maybe a healthy. I mean, if the Knicks didn't have a whistle or the Pistons were a little better, the Bucks, I don't think I'm going to give them any trouble at all with Dame or Giannis. I think the Pacers were the best second fiddle to the top 2 seeds to play.
Like I've been saying.
Yeah, the Knicks, the way they've been playing, it's been kind of a little lucky. Definitely,
We'll talk about the Knicks in a bit. though.
just
I wouldn't say lucky.
a little bit. It's a little luck.
Yeah, we'll
But
talk
they've
about
been-
it.
They've
Don't
been
worry.
doing good.
You'll get to say your 2 cents on that.
But yeah, that's all I got to say. I mean, right now it's easier for them to win this game 5.
Yeah.
Going back to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So they're going to wrap it up in the next game.
Should be done
then
and dusted.
That's the series, and then we move forward.
Let's move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, look, it's going to be a perfect prediction for all of us. We all picked the Pacers to win.
Yeah.
And do we have any sort of final thoughts? And obviously, we send our well wishes to Damian Lillard and his family and everything like that. Chris Haynes did talk to him earlier today at the time of recording. He's excited to get on the rehab process and hopefully get back on the court. He's got a player option, which he'll obviously opt into now that he's injured.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what Milwaukee does.
Yeah.
Does Dame test the open market in 2 years? Do they trade him?
Yeah.
I don't really know. We'll have to just.
Does he retire?
I hope not.
Either or.
He's 35, right? Or 36, something like that.
Something like that.
That's a tough age to get that injury.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
I think
So-
Kobe was around that age when he got that injury,
He was,
which
yeah.
is crazy
So
to say.
and Dame's also had a history of these lower leg injuries. So
Yep.
we'll really just have to see what happens with Dame.
yeah.
So let's move on to the next series.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to be talking about a couple more playoff series before we get into the main segment of the show. We have to start with the elephant in the room, the Knicks versus Pistons. Now, this has been a crazy physical series, a crazy close, intense series. It's been a lot of fun to watch. So obviously, where we picked up last time, I believe the Knicks were losing to the Pistons in Game 2. Pistons wound up winning that game, and the Knicks won a tight one in Game 3, and they won another tight one in Game 4 to take a 3-1 series lead. However, there was a lot of controversy surrounding these past few games. So obviously, in Game 3, the Pistons were up big in the fourth quarter. The Knicks had a 21-3 run, cut it down to 1, and then it was just a back and forth. There was like a bunch of lead changes in the fourth quarter. The Pistons were losing by, I think, like 1 or 2. Jalen Brunson catches the ball in the front court from an inbounds play, steps into the backcourt, and they don't call a backcourt violation. And the Pistons wound up losing that game.
Yes.
And then in Game 4, which was yesterday at the time of recording, the Knicks, I believe, were winning for like most of the game. The Pistons came back in the fourth quarter, or the third quarter, took the lead, were playing really well. The Knicks had an 11-0 run. Then the Pistons responded with like a 6-1 run, and it was really close. Cat hit 2 amazing shots down the stretch. Pistons were down by 1. Cade missed a midi. There was like a scuffle for the rebound. It fell to Tim Hardaway Jr. in the corner. Josh Hart jumps, makes crazy contact. No whistle was called, and the Knicks won the game. Now, I will get into my opinion on this in a bit, but we're going to go to the Knicks fan first himself, Mr. Anthony. I guess just kind of go off. We'll talk about talk about both instances, Game 3 and Game 4. Your thoughts on the series?
All right. I'm going to be I'm gonna be like the LeBron's biggest fan right now, Mr. SAS. New York, stand up this morning. New York's. I don't know if he was watching those games, but listen. Right now, this series is making me a little more nervous than last year's 76ers series, because if I'm being honest right now, Detroit should be either up this series 3-1, it should be 2-2, or it should have been a 4-0 sweep already.
You're the worst Knicks fan. I just have to say that. You are the
crazy.
worst Knicks fan. How are you saying that as a Knicks fan? Like, what? Are you just catering to Tyler's Pistons?
Listen to me. I'm an advocate.
Love?
I'm an advocate of Tom Thibodeau moving on from the Knicks.
Bro, how about you be an advocate of the Knicks
Right.
winning a finals?
He wants
like, what
to-
kind of Knicks fan is this over here?
He wants him to
No,
get,
don't throw the pillow.
he wants him to get bounced so Tom
such a
Thibodeau gets
loser.
fired.
What are you talking about? Like, you
Okay.
should want your team to, like, I don't understand.
Oh, of course I want.
there's-
my
No, you
team
don't.
To
No,
win.
you clearly don't.
I mean, there's a difference
But
between wanting and
listen.
just saying what you're seeing, and that's what he's
Listen,
pretty much doing.
right now the Knicks are. Cat and JB are phenomenal. Cat cannot miss anything right now. I feel like any three he hits, he's gonna make. I love it from him. OG's been looking better. JB looking great. Mikal Bridges sent him for the fucking moon. Don't want him on the team. That's the core right now. I'm forgetting another player. Josh Hart's been great, of course. Game 1 was a great comeback. Loved it. I thought that was a nice win.
That was legit.
Game 2, the Pistons got that. 3 and 4 is where it really gets interesting. 3, I think, deserved to us, regardless.
Okay.
4 should have been the Pistons. So it should
Okay.
actually be 2-2 in my eyes. But the Pistons are a lot better, it looks like, without Jaden Ivey as of right now.
wouldn't
If
say
they
a lot.
had Ivy,
I wouldn't say that.
if they had Ivy, I think this series would have been 3-1 Detroit right now.
I think
or
if they even had Isaiah Stewart for the past 3 games.
either or, I feel like
Because that's the thing, because like Cat was struggling when Isaiah Stewart was guarding him. Cat's been going off in games 2, 3, and
Yeah,
4.
exactly.
Because Jalen Duren can't play defense against Karl Anthony Towns.
yeah.
And that's why that was one of my question marks going into the season. A Jalen Duren led defense has me worried.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been the main gist with
But
that.
I think the storyline now, they go back to tomorrow to the Garden for Game 5. It's wraps.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one singular call decided the series. And it's shameful.
You talking about the one call when Josh Hart?
Yes, yesterday's
That one.
game.
Yeah,
Yesterday's game.
that one's clearly a
Pistons
foul.
were it was clear-cut robbery. The fact that they didn't even wait for the last 2-minute report, David Guthrie literally said, half an hour after the game,
Yeah.
it was a foul that should have been called. Because we all know that if Jalen Brunson was the one standing in the corner taking that 3, it would have been a foul. They probably would have called a flagrant 1, and they would have gotten 2 free throws and possession of the ball. Where instead, you have a 2-2 series going back to the Garden. Now you have a 3-1 series, which is probably, there's no way the Pistons win 3 games in a row with this sort of whistle. It's just not going to happen. And I understand people Knicks fans have been trying to, advocate for that foul not being called by saying, oh, the refs are just letting them play physical.
Right.
They're playing, the Pistons shouldn't have wasted their challenge earlier. 1, you can't challenge a no call, so I don't know where that narrative came
Right.
from. And 2, what does that play specifically have to do with physicality? That is a clear-cut foul. Like, it's not even really a debate. I've seen 29 fan bases in the NBA say that it's clearly a foul, and only 1 fan base is saying that it's not. It's hard to really determine that. But, I agree with what Anthony said. If the officiating was fair, the Pistons were 2 awful runs away from sweeping the Knicks. Because obviously the 21-0 and the 21-3 run are unacceptable.
Yeah.
But, like I said, those 2 runs separated them from 2 more wins. And I think they should have won both of those games in Detroit.
Right.
And like I said, we're starting. I even said last year against Indiana, we're seeing a strange pattern of these late game 50-50 calls going the Knicks' way. We saw in game 2 when Tyrese Maxey literally got assaulted in the corner. We saw in game 5 he got assaulted again on a game-winning layup attempt and he didn't call the foul. We saw game 1 of the Indy series. It was not a kick ball. Instead of Indiana having a clean run down the end, Dante DiVincenzo made a 3. It was a 5-point swing for the Knicks. And then later on in that game, Miles Turner got called for an illegal screen that never gets called.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else happened. I don't think anything else really happened more in that series specifically. And then obviously in this year, I thought the officiating's been extremely questionable on both ends throughout this series. But, the late games in the past, in games 3 and 4, the late game whistle has been abysmal. And, it's even more glaring knowing that this is Adam Silver's favorite team as well.
The
knowing
Knicks.
the Knicks, yeah, he's grown up in New York City his whole life. He's a big Knicks fan.
He said that?
Well, no, it's just common knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, we all know this information. And it's so strange because notice the 2 series that the Knicks didn't get much ref help. Trae Young waxed them in 5 games, and they lost to an 8 seed in the second round in 2023. So that's I'm glad people are finally starting to see it, because it's not me just trying to hate. I just don't like what I'm watching, because from what I'm seeing, the Pistons are nowhere near as good as I thought they were. And honestly, the Knicks are not either. I don't think this team's that good at all. They should be blowing out the Pistons the way they're playing. Like, offensively, Asar Thompson is freaking useless.
Yes.
Obviously,
unfortunate.
defense.
He's the complete opposite of Amen.
And that's the
Not the opposite.
Not the opposite, but the big problem
Yeah,
is
That's
that
good.
his defense on Jalen Brunson throughout the first 3 quarters are great, but then he gets benched in the 4th quarter because he's in foul trouble. That's why Brunson's going off in the 4th so much, and that's the problem. But the Knicks should be blowing out the Pistons. The way the Pistons have been playing outside of Cade has not been good, especially without Isaiah Stewart,
Right.
and that's the problem. The Knicks keep getting bailed out. So I want your thoughts, Gio, since you're more of the, obviously you do lean towards the Knicks,
Yeah.
but I want your sort of opinion
Yeah.
on this.
I feel like I got to defend the Knicks because the Knicks fan over here doesn't want to defend the Knicks.
But is that what you genuinely think, or are you just trying to play devil's advocate?
Both.
Okay,
A little bit of both.
fair.
So last night's non-whistle was obviously a foul. We all understand that. I think everyone knows that. Refs admitted it. But the thing is, they were letting them play last night. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Both teams. They were letting both teams play. So both teams were getting away with fouls that should have been called. Both teams.
Right.
And it just happened to be that the last one was on the Pistons, right? So that's unfortunate.
But that's
So you
not.
can't. So here's my thing: when you're reffing a game, you must be consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency is key, and if you're calling a game one way the whole time, you can't switch it up in the last second of the game because that's not consistent.
But
Do you know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
hear
but-
my point?
But what I said before, though, is that play has nothing to do with physicality. That is a textbook foul that needs to be called, no matter what time in the game, no matter where on the court, no matter who's on the court. That's a clear foul. I understand they were being physical the entire game. That's totally different. You can't miss that, especially when you say it 2 seconds after the game's over that it should have been called.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
Right.
And these refs need to be held accountable for that.
Yeah. Nothing I can say to that.
Yeah.
But it just sucks because the refs, they never win. Okay, one team comes out as the winner, one team comes out as a loser. The refs always come out as a loser no matter what, and that sucks.
Yeah,
because you
and-
can't. It's impossible to do a good job as a ref. It's just literally impossible.
Another thing you have to credit to is that, they are human beings, and in those split moment decisions, a lot of stuff is going on that's quick movement in basketball, especially. We always talk about football and the referees, how corrupt they are.
Yeah.
But basketball, there's a lot of quick movement. I'm sure that a lot of guys, all 3 of them are looking at each other like, all right, you going to call that a foul? Are you going to call it a foul? Am I going to call it a foul? Am I going to be the bad guy? Are you going to be the bad guy?
It's
Are
probably
you
going
going to
through
be
their
the bad
head.
guy?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all looking at each other like, all right, he's not going to blow his whistle. I'm going to leave it at that. It's a 3-man kind of staring game at the end of the game a little bit. Just
Yeah.
like who's calling what. And it's human error, and it happens in sports. But I think the refs have a lot of intense pressure, especially in those one score games in 5 seconds on inbound plays, on any plays that
Knicks fan.
they want to bite their tongue to blow a whistle if there's a foul. And like I said, a lot of quick movements going on. Not a lot of eyes can be seeing what's going on if it is a foul.
Right.
Clearly that was a foul, I think. But wherever the refs were standing,
He was standing right next to him. He was literally
he was
2
not
feet from him.
Okay.
For where Tim Hardaway was standing, the ref was on the baseline, literally right there. He was looking right at him.
Yeah, I could kind of see him maybe playing, again, an advocate of looking at the other 2 referees if they're seeing if it's a foul. Well, he's right there. He should be the one calling that. He
should be.
the one right in front of there.
Yeah.
The ones that are farther should not be touching the whistle at all.
No, he had
So-
the clearest angle. And JB Bickerstaff
Yeah.
said earlier in a game this season, when the Pistons got robbed at the end, he's like, if we're not going to get the whistle we deserved, then why did we show up? If Adam Silver wants a Knicks Boston second round, just say it. There's no need, because I don't even think that was a mistake. I think that was intentional.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. The fact that what I saw last year in both rounds of the playoffs, there's clear big market twerking that the NBA refs do, and they think that a Knicks Celtics second round series is enticing. And to be quite honest, I think the Pistons have a better shot to beat the Celtics than the Knicks do because the Knicks just can't beat them.
Yeah, to watch the Knicks get swept or get
Like if the Knicks win this series and get swept by Boston, then how is that good for ratings?
Yeah.
Because you have New York and you have Boston. It just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it's not even the conference final; it's the second round too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
my thing is like, what do the refs care about who wins? Just ref the game.
It's the assignment they're getting.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's a league issue. It's Adam Silver issue.
I don't know if it's necessarily an Adam Silver issue, but I think the league is so focused on ratings that it takes away the integrity of the game. The fact that the Lakers always get the benefit of the whistle in their games, whether they win or lose, like it doesn't make any sense.
I think you're onto something. At the end of the day, it is business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
But why did the Pistons even show up then?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. If you're going to
Yeah.
get robbed like that, that's disgraceful,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you ask me.
I know. I see his point for sure.
So yeah, I've been impressed by the way the series has been played for the first like 42, 43 minutes of the games. Both teams have been very underwhelming though.
In terms of
A little bit.
I thought
offensive production.
I thought both of them would play a lot better than they are. Because right now the games are close because they're playing sloppy basketball. They're turning the ball over a lot.
But that's because it's physical.
It's physical, yes.
That's
but
why they're turning over. They're not used to that.
It is, yeah, but guys are underperforming. Like Cade and Cat have been like the really consistent ones offensively throughout the entirety of the series. You're getting bad stretches from Brunson. You're getting bad stretches from what's his face, Tobias Harris. You're getting off stretches from OG Anunoby. Mikal Bridges stinks.
Yep.
I mean, it's really bad.
Awful.
He had some 2 clutch threes the other night, though.
Yeah, but
He did.
Those were clutch.
I know, but just
Back to back.
Yeah.
outside of two 2-second plays, he's been bad.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
the series had potential to be an all-time one, but the way the past 2 games have gone, it wouldn't surprise me if the same thing happens again in Game 5, especially when the Knicks haven't won a closeout game at MSG in a very long time.
We'll see.
So, we'll have to
See about
see.
Game 5.
Yeah.
But
Next series. What's the next
Let's
one?
go on. Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about the 2-7 matchup out west between the Warriors and the Rockets. This has been a very weird series, to be quite honest with
Yeah,
you.
it has.
I was struggling on who I wanted to pick. My heart wanted me to go with the Rockets. My mind was telling me the Warriors. I went with the Rockets. Things weren't working out too well for them. Jimmy Butler gets hurt in, I believe, Game 2. Because at the time of recording, the Warriors had won Game 1. And the Rockets won Game 2. Jimmy Butler didn't play in Game 3. And the Warriors put the belt to ass.
They did.
Exactly.
So Game 4 is tonight, right? At
Yes.
the time of recording.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
by the time this episode comes out, we don't know where the series will stand. But, Gio, your Rockets, man, it's not looking good.
Yeah, I know. And I think the issue is their offense. They can't really generate offense like individually or even as a team. It's like kind of like chucking shots ish. So I think that's an issue. I don't know. I think is it an Ime Udoka problem? Is it a personnel problem? Like, what do you think it is?
I think it's a personnel problem, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I will also add, outside of Jalen Green's 38th second game barrage, Game 1 and Game 2, he barely had 10 points.
That's what I'm saying.
Game 1 and Game 3, he barely had 10 points.
Yeah.
But he's capable of doing what he did.
Yeah.
But he just
Inconsistency,
do it every
like
night.
you said, inconsistency. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's not consistent.
To be fair to Jalen Green, this is his first playoffs. I don't want to be too hard on the guy because, what do you?
That's what he does in the regular season too.
Right, but at the end of the day, the playoffs are a totally different atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think this is the true Jalen Green what we're seeing, but you have to do due diligence here. You have to let him play out his first playoff series and see how it goes. But
right.
Yep.
it also sucks that you're playing one of the most experienced franchises in the NBA in the
That
first
does suck.
round.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And that's the inexperience right there coming at you. And it's a different beast.
The Warriors know playoff basketball.
They do.
That's literally the biggest difference.
They do.
If the Warriors play, who will they play next?
The winner of Minnesota and LA.
Oof.
Okay, so if you're getting a Minnesota, that's going to be
They're cooked.
very tough
Two
series.
teams that are battle tested: the Warriors. I mean, the Wolves and the Lakers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty much cooked on that end. But as far as the Warriors goes, let's be brutally honest here. 2 years ago, Sacramento was the much better team in that series. They had no experience, and while the Warriors got punched in the mouth in the first 2 games, They regrouped, they recollected, and their experience carried them through.
Yep.
And Steph dropped 50 in Game 7.
Yeah.
And we're seeing this now, and it doesn't really help that this is the time the Rockets don't have a true number one option. And that was another problem that I questioned with them a few weeks ago. Who's going to be the guy to step up? It's no one.
It's no one.
It's no one.
About 4 weeks ago, I was hoping it would be Amen Thompson because he went on that big stretch where he was actually doing well on offense and defense.
Yeah.
And that died out a little bit.
I was hoping Şengün because of that big dunk he had in Game 1. He looked so pumped, and I was like, he's going to go on a big heater.
I mean, he is leading them in
he's
points.
trying.
That's the thing is he's trying everything he can, but the Warriors' small ball defense really clogs up the paint because the Rockets don't have they can shoot, but they're shooting 28% from three, I think, in this series.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but that's the Rockets' problem. They can't generate a single number one option offense. They're kind of trying everything. It's it's like you're throwing a ball into the beach ball that bounces around in the stands. It's like no one's catching it. It's just you take it. It's
I think one of the things they're doing is they're putting Steven Adams out there, and he's just a vacuum on the boards.
He really is.
They just hopefully Steven Adams will get a couple rebounds after Fred VanVleet just chucks up a couple threes.
Well, I'm glad you went there because just like the Magic, this Rockets team, they have a point guard problem. They need a better facilitator. Fred VanVleet is past his Toronto days where they went to the finals and was looking for that contract.
I also think he should be a backup. He's an outstanding playoff backup point guard.
Yeah, he is. That was his role in Toronto because he was playing behind Kyle Lowry.
But I think that's where he's at his best. I don't think he should be starting.
Amen Thompson should be the starting point guard, but the problem is Amen Thompson has to kind of do everything right now because they have no star, and that's why I think Houston becomes an enticing destination for Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the Rockets' first taste of playoff basketball for the next 5 years. They will obviously improve, no doubt, because their depth is bleak
and they're
behind Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, Steven Adams. That's it.
Yeah,
you got to add more depth. You got to figure out who's the leading scorer on this team. Is Jalen Green time to move on for maybe Devin Booker? Who knows? Point guard. But listen, it's the matchup, unfortunately. If they got a Memphis Grizzly matchup, they would probably win that series, no problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's no doubt.
Yeah.
And as for the Warriors, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Steph Curry is playing some of his best basketball in a very long time, with and without Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And
he's Curry. We expect that.
Yeah.
And the bench. I mean, Buddy Hield came back yesterday. I think his first game back.
He's been playing.
Yeah, but Buddy looked good. GP2 looked good. Of course, Jimmy's back tonight. And just again, the good role players around them that are just putting in good shifts. Like Quentin Post starting Game 3 had pretty bad shooting stats, but 12 rebounds. Just crashing the boards. Draymond does Draymond things. We know that.
Shot bad last game though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but they just need the ball in Steph's hands. And
yeah,
they'll be fine.
That's literally it. Yeah.
So I mean,
That's
do we think the Rockets come back, or do we think?
I think the Rockets win tonight.
I don't think so.
I don't. Jimmy's back.
This might be belt to ass in 5.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be 6.
I don't know.
I'll give it 6.
Rockets. I think that's accurate.
I'll give it 6.
But I want the Rockets to win. My heart's telling me, please root for the Rockets, but my mind is saying Warriors in 6. So
yeah, it's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Do we have any final thoughts on these two series before we move on to the next one?
No, let's roll.
Into the next series we go. It's time to get to the big one. This has been an incredible watch throughout the past week and a half, and it's the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, obviously, we saw these teams face off in the bubble a few years ago, and it was another thrilling series. The Clippers went up 3-1. The Nuggets stormed all the way back and won the series. This year, it's a first-round matchup, which does kind of suck because this would have been a really cool second-round or Western Conference Finals matchup. But, the standings fall the way they fall. It is what it is. So the last time we recorded, I think it was did Game 2 play yet?
I think it was.
I think it was. So it was 1-1.
It was 1-1, yeah.
It was 1-1 series was tied. Obviously, the Nuggets won Game 1 in overtime. Clippers won late in Game 2. Game 3, Clippers put the belt to booty. And then in Game 4 was probably the most thrilling game of the playoffs so far. Just, a real back and forth game. The Clippers had the lead for, I think, or the Nuggets had the lead for most of the game.
Yep.
Yes.
And the Clippers stormed all the way back. I think they were down 21.
Yes.
Or if I'm
Wow.
not
Around,
mistaken.
it was around 20.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They had a humongous run. And it's funny, too, because I was just looking on Twitter. Nuggets fans know when their team's about to give up an insane run. And someone tweeted in the third quarter, this Clippers comeback is about to kill me. About 20 minutes later, the Clippers had the lead. Wow. But, the Nuggets stuck to their ground. Jokic was incredible down the stretch on both ends of the floor. And then it all culminated together to one final heave, a sophomore shuffle fadeaway from Nikola Jokic. Landed nowhere near the hoop, but then Aaron Gordon, always in the right spot, caught it, alley-oop dunk, the closest buzzer beater I think I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy.
The Nuggets came out on top and won the game.
It was a shot oop.
They're calling it the finale oop.
Okay.
So they're calling it the
It was a half shot, half alley oop.
Yeah, it was definitely, yeah. But now we got a 2-2 series heading back to Denver for Game 5. So, Gio, Nuggets fan temporarily.
Yes.
What has just been your thoughts on the series from both teams?
I got one question for you.
Okay.
Is Russ going to be healthy for Game 5?
He's
don't
questionable.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
We really don't
All
care.
right. Moving on from that.
You see how they won that nice game without him? Beautiful.
That was almost a loss.
It was, but they won.
They actually.
But Game 1
That
with
was lucky.
Game 1
Think
with
about
it was
it.
also almost a loss.
Well, Russ got the Game 1 win.
Yeah.
He
He's the reason why they won.
He sold the game in regulation and then won them the game.
Okay.
Well,
he recovered.
Yeah,
So-
he didn't get a shot up. Yeah, of course you want to get a shot up, but the likelihood of anyone hitting that shot is still about like 30%.
Nah, bro, he hit a 3 on the possession prior. Just shoot the ball from the wing. Like, there was no need for him to pass it up.
Yeah, I don't know why
Just
he did
let it
that.
fly.
I don't understand.
Like, what's the worst that could happen? You
Yeah,
miss.
he kind of sold because he didn't get a shot up, but yeah, anyway. He still got the
Listen.
game-winning deflection, and that was that.
I love this series. It's not for any particular team. It's for one man, and it's the Claw. And the Claw is back from the dead.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. And I am here for it because I love this man dearly and how he plays. I wish Embiid had this similar story of back to stardom from horrible injury, but unfortunately it hasn't happened yet. Maybe next year.
Maybe.
No.
Ooh.
The Claw is back. That's all I have to say.
So you heard it here first, by the way. If Embiid
Claw is
goes
back.
crazy next year and the Sixers go on a crazy playoff run, Anthony said it
But
first.
listen,
He knew it the whole time.
We'll see.
This is vintage Claw.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think this is really poor timing for both teams because, like, if the Clippers win, like the the Clippers have been Kawhi's been injured in every first round the past few years, and the Clippers have just been so beatable. And the one time the Nuggets play them is when Kawhi's healthy. But then on the other end, if the Nuggets win, this is the one time Kawhi is healthy and you lose in the first round.
Yeah.
So it's like it's tough. And
Both.
Also,
the series is so good.
It sucks that one team is not going to be able to move on.
know.
That's what
I also
hate.
will give props. Norm is back to his first half norm. He's been doing really good.
playing well. Very well.
Because Denver can't guard the perimeter.
Yeah.
Zubac has been doing Zubac things. Harden's been doing those four guys. That's literally the engine right now.
No, but the engine is Kawhi.
The engine is
Oh,
Claw.
The engine.
Are you rooting for the Clippers this series? Like, who are you rooting for? Like when you're watching the games?
I'm a Claw supporter, but
Okay.
I think it's. I mean,
Who's the better player in this
well,
series?
Jokic.
Oh, it's
Kawhi
not
or
even-
Jokic?
Obviously, it's Jokic.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what
Is
do
it
you
that
do?
obvious though?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm a David Adelman advocate. I think but he got put into a shitty spot right away, but he's doing pretty good.
He's doing well.
I would want Denver to go on. I think it's good for the league.
Okay.
I mean, I think the Claw is still good for the league too.
Yeah, both. any
but
team that
I
would
think
go on.
Jokic is a little better for the league.
Now, who would be a better matchup against the Thunder? I think we've discussed
it's
this.
definitely Jokic.
I think
It would be the Nuggets.
it's really tough because I think based on we're not going to talk about the Thunder Grizzly series, so I'll just say this: if SGA plays like this in the second round, whoever wins the Nuggets Clippers series will beat them.
Wow.
SGA cannot play like this. He's playing so passive. He's not hitting his shots. The whistle's not being called, buddy. You got to figure out something else.
I think that's because the competition is not.
Yeah, but we
Crazy.
but we
I
saw
understand
it
that.
last year though in Dallas.
that.
He got locked up. He was in hell, and Memphis is giving them absolutely no trouble because they
Yes.
stink.
Yep.
And Ja was hurt. But look, the way Jokic is playing, the way Murray's playing, the way Zubats is playing, the way Kawhi is playing and Harden,
yeah.
I think it's going to be too much for OKC. I just think they're a little too thin. Like, they don't really have a lot of girth on that roster outside.
Lou Dort is pretty girthy.
Well, it's one guy.
That's one guy. Yeah.
Hartenstein's pretty girthy.
No, Hartenstein.
Hartenstein's easy to game
skinny.
plan against.
He's not skinny.
He's not skinny, but he's not
Chet
fat.
is skinny.
Yeah.
Well, Chet's
built
been
like
doing
me.
good a little bit.
But look, the Thunder are lanky, but they got some strength.
They
You
do,
don't
but
underestimate them.
the way these two are playing, like I see it happening, especially with the MVP prophecy in the playoffs.
If I'm being honest, I think I'm excited for Clippers basketball next year if Kawhi plays the full 82, or at least almost the full 80.
Yeah.
And what they bring in to help support this team, because I think Steve Ballmer seeing this right now is like, all right,
Yeah.
this is what it could be when Kawhi's healthy. We need to build around.
Well, he
him.
already knows what it could be.
Oh, sure.
Steve Ballmer's. That's why he stuck with Kawhi.
Yeah.
He could have traded him or let him walk.
Right.
But I think he saw the vision, and look, at the end of the day, the Paul George stuff wound up falling through. It happens. He would rather have Paul George on the roster, obviously, but based
Yeah.
on the way this season transpired, you can't be upset about it.
Okay.
Just like
I
I think, just like Detroit, the Clippers have exceeded expectations. The Clippers could get blown up by 50 in the next 2 games,
Yeah.
and the season's still successful.
If I'm being honest, I think I would like to see the Clippers bring in another decent starter.
Like,
I mean,
at what position?
well, Chris Dunn right now is like the only non-decent starter, but that's a good defensive piece to
You
have.
need
think you
him
need
playing.
to,
'Cause
yeah.
He's like their pure 3-and-D guy. He's actually shooting the ball
So
decently well.
you probably need more bench depth.
I don't even think you really need more bench depth. I think you just need a full season of Kawhi. I think if
Yeah.
Kawhi and Harden play like this, they're an instant threat next season.
100%.
All right.
And I think they're also an instant
I'm
threat this
okay with
season.
that.
The way, like I said, the way Denver defends, like the Clippers could easily win this series.
Yeah.
I think they can go for another forward though.
They could, yeah.
Whether small, power forward, I think
A
position,
better backup center.
Yeah, maybe that. I think
Yeah.
that's it. Other than that, I think they're they're a threat.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And as for Denver, there definitely needs to be some overhauls on this roster.
Yeah.
And it really just depends on what do you want to do. Do you want to trade MPJ for depth? Do you want to go star hunting, trade for KD, trade for Giannis, trade for someone of that stature?
How's MPJ been playing the series?
He got injured at the end of game 2. He has a grade 2, I think it's his AC joint in his shoulder, and it's a 4 to 5 week recovery, and he has to play through it.
Yeah.
Shot like shit in game 3,
Yeah.
played much better in game 4, but at the end of the day, when you're looking at this roster, he's the contract that needs to go because you're not trading Murray, you're not trading Gordon, you're obviously not trading Jokic. No one else makes substantial money. He has to be collateral.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Zignaji.
Well, he makes $8 million. Like MPJ's making 36.
Yeah.
So when you're making almost 5 times your next highest, then obviously like once you sign Christian Brown and Peyton Watson, they can't
Right.
be traded.
Right.
So
I also think Aaron Gordon is just untouchable,
yeah, you have to keep him.
like at all costs.
Aaron Gordon is one of those players that is so perfect for a specific role. And I think that I think he's one of like maybe 2 or 3 true power forwards left in the game today. And you can't get rid of that, especially the chem he has with Jokic. If he could just shake the calf problems, he'll be good.
Yeah.
But I'm just worried about Denver in the rest of this series. They look exhausted.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's
Clippers
why I'm
look
worried about
rested.
next series.
Yeah, the Clippers look rested. That's why right now I'd probably give the edge to the Clippers.
Okay.
But you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's a good series. It's probably one of my favorite series to watch so far.
Oh, I think everyone in the country. Too bad they're on NBA TV where I couldn't watch the game.
Well, thankfully that game, it was a blowout, so it really didn't matter.
They'll be back on regular TV.
hope
Yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah, because obviously now that the series are
the
getting
series are
deeper,
going.
we're into games 5, 6,
Yeah.
and 7. All the blowouts, like the Cavs are about to sweep the Heat right now, like they'll be done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
well,
everything will be back to regular TV.
I hope this goes to 7, but I also hope it doesn't because I don't want the winner to be exhausted for OKC.
Yeah.
But then again, playing 7 can give you momentum.
It could.
Yeah. Game 7 is stressful, though.
So call it right now. Who wins the series and how many games?
Nuggets in 7. Sticking with my choice.
Yeah.
My mind.
Didn't I do that? Nuggets in 6.
You said Nuggets in 6, yeah.
What did I say?
You said Nuggets in 7
Yeah.
with me, I think. My mind's telling me Clippers in 7, but my heart wants to say Nuggets in 7
Yeah.
because I am Jokic FC
Yes.
for life.
Yes, you are.
So I will root for Denver, but I do think LA might. It wouldn't surprise me if they pull it out.
Yeah.
So
I know. Let's get
But-
to my series.
let's get into one of the more interesting series in this playoffs.
Lakers in 5.
Yeah, Lakers in 5. So the Los Angeles Lakers.
Timberwolves in 5.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. To be quite honest, I still don't know why I picked the Lakers. I'm being brutally honest with you. I don't know why. Because you know what the funniest thing is? A week prior, I said the Wolves would make the conference finals.
Yeah.
I just forgot because, I didn't have time to prep for the episode, so I just did it on the fly.
Yeah.
So,
And I just rode the LA bandwagon. I rode the Shannon wave.
Yeah.
And I had the Lakers going all the way to the finals.
look, man, here, we got to address an elephant in the room with this series. But before we do that, obviously, Wolves put belt to ass in game 1. Lakers won game 2.
Yeah.
Wolves pulled away late in game 3. It was an amazing game by Anthony Edwards. And then the Wolves put belt to ass in game 4. Now, Mr. Gio,
Go.
there is one singular man in this series that is playing like absolute horse shit. He is unplayable. He's playing awful. And he's a man that you love near and dear to your heart. And it's Mr. Austin AR-15 Reeves. Now, about a week or two ago, I was hearing people all over social media. He's the best third option in the league. He's
Yeah.
a top 20 player in the league. He's this, and that. And now Laker fans are calling for his ass to be traded.
Really?
Yeah. So, Gio, I just want to know your thoughts on this series and on the insanely poor play of Austin Reeves.
I mean, he's been okay.
I don't think he's been that bad.
He's been okay.
I think who's been worse? LeBron James.
No,
LeBron James just had a 38-point-year triple-double, and he's 40 years of age.
I don't care.
LeBron
The other
is-
games, though,
LeBron is not the problem.
yikes. I think LeBron might be the problem.
LeBron is not the problem.
I'll tell you what the real problem is.
What?
The New York Knicks, because Julius Randle is not a playoff dropper. I'm sorry.
Well, okay,
That's
relax,
true. That's
relax.
true. He's a player.
He's proved me wrong in these first 4 games because I thought Julius Randle
he's
was.
getting lucky. That's
Look, lucky is
will
one
say-
game.
Listen, Minnesota has the best 8-man rotation I've probably seen so far in all of basketball because you have 3 bench guys with Nas, New Jersey, Dante, and Nikhil. They just instant impact, all 3 of them.
Just think
And
about that.
You're starting 5.
They have Nas Reed coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's insane.
Are you are you kidding me?
That's insane.
Like, bro, I saw the Knicks bring Cameron Payne off the bench. I saw the Nuggets bring up Vlatko Chanchar off the bench. And these guys got Nas Reed. They have Dante DiVincenzo. This is ridiculous.
And Nikhil. And
It's insane.
also, like, J-Mac having a great scoring year, up to 30 points. We've never seen that from him, of course. But, AE, my favorite player. I have no doubts about this man anymore.
No.
I've never had any doubts. And he's hungry. And you see it. It's literally all. And I think the rest of the team is feeding off of him.
Yeah.
And you see it. Of course, like, Rudy and Conley don't fill up the box score, but it's fine. You don't need that.
Right.
You got J-Mac, you have Randall, you have AE, you got Nas, you got Dante. Also, the young guns coming up soon, hopefully next year, better with Durab and Terrence Shannon, but they'll be later on. But the guys off the bench, the 3 guys right now, are very formidable for what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Look, we are witnessing something really special brewing in Minnesota. And Tim Connolly has done a picture-perfect job taking over this team and fixing it because this team looked lost about a couple years ago. You trade for Rudy Gobert, and things didn't click. And then Chris Finch sort of did some tweaking and figured things out so much so that you got Cat's value so high they were able to get off of that contract and bring in that depth. And now you're looking at a situation where, you're probably going to lose Nickeil Alexander-Walker, which is fine, but you'll get to keep Nas Reed, you'll get to pay Nas Reed, and I think Julius Randle is going to stay now. I think the way he's playing, the way he kind of fits that offense, they figured something out, having Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert work together as a front court duo, which I didn't think was going to work at all. And, now they've fixed that problem. I think Rob Dillingham will eventually take the torch from Mike Conley.
Conley.
Yeah. And we just saw Jaden McDaniels drop 30 points in a playoff game while guarding the Lakers' best player.
This man, J-Mac, is crazy.
Also, to add insult,
That's insane.
add
We haven't
more-
even mentioned Anthony Edwards.
He's trying to step into Kawhi
So-
territory with
Yeah.
his 2-way player.
so I'm going to add more insult.
Down goes the Apple Pencil.
So J-Mac was a first-round pick in 2020. Guess who drafted him originally?
The Lakers.
The Lakers. And they let him go.
But who'd they get in return? Because didn't they trade him on
2020.
draft night? I'm just gonna
LeBron James.
look up the draft.
They got LeBron James.
2020.
I'm playing.
No, he came 2 years prior, but 2020 NBA draft.
Was it Vandy?
No, Vandy was drafted by the Nuggets.
Taylor Horton Tucker, bro.
Okay, yeah,
No.
definitely Gio.
Could you?
Yeah,
imagine?
who look up who did they trade J Mac for?
So they got J Mac, but I don't because I think J Mac did he go straight to Minnesota? I'm looking this right now. Yeah, he's always been on Minnesota.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know where.
Where did you see that, bro?
It's on ESPN.
I'm looking this up right now. Wolves acquired Jaden McDaniels. I actually don't know this guy's story. Here we go. So the Minnesota Timberwolves acquire Ricky Rubio and draft rights to Jaden McDaniels from Oklahoma City in a trade that sent Leandro Bolmaro to the New York Knicks.
Who the?
So the
Wait,
Knicks,
how did OKC get? That's
I think they probably
the
traded
Rubio trade.
the Rubio trade.
Yes,
yeah.
Rubio.
So that
Wow.
was what it was, man. That's crazy.
That's really weird.
I knew it the whole time.
Yeah. See, it was a 3-team deal. So the Lakers gave him to Minnesota, and then McDaniels went from Minnesota. So the Knicks fumbled that. They could have had Jaden McDaniels.
Instead, they wanted Mikal Bridges. So.
Yeah, bro. For 6 first-round picks, man. It's insane.
I don't want to hear from you anymore.
Fake.
But yeah, listen. I think that the synopsis of what we've been saying is that the Lakers' year is supposed to be next year. A lot of us were expecting it to be this year because of how far they came out with Luka, but when you have no center depth and you're taking Jackson Hayes after 8 minutes out of the game and you're putting DFS in and Gabe Vincent and Jay Vanderbilt, Hayes has no trust in Redick at all. Redick has no trust in Hayes at all.
No, because he stinks, and he can't keep his hands to himself.
Rui had a good game yesterday, but they
What
still
do you have,
lost.
23 or
23,
something?
yeah. But
Yeah.
they still lost.
The-
And
look-
their bench is awful.
I think the main issue here is the supposed big 3 that LeBron was talking about is not working because obviously I mentioned Austin Reeves is playing very underwhelming. LeBron, well, like
He's at that under. He's averaging like 18 points a game.
LeBron called out Luka yesterday, actually.
What
The
did he say?
In the postgame, he said that Luka missed a point-blank layup late in the game.
well, LeBron also missed a wide open layup
Yeah.
in Game 3, and
Yeah.
and Luka Doncic was getting absolutely hounded on defense by the Wolves. So
Yeah,
Nice choice of words.
yeah.
Like that.
yeah.
But
Did.
yeah, because they're
Yeah. And whatchamacallit, I do understand the philosophy of what Nico Harrison was trying to say, that defense wins championships. The trade is still stupid. But we all know that Luka Doncic is a net negative defensively. But like you couldn't just pry a few firsts for him.
In-
Like you
in-
couldn't
Yeah,
do that.
like,
until
come on, bro.
Luka improves his defense.
Right.
But did you see what Perk said today about why the Lakers are losing?
What?
Because JJ Redick is an awful head coach.
Really?
Yeah. He said
Interesting.
JJ's the one to blame,
Huh.
which I don't think is true at all.
JJ
say-
Redick put out a starting lineup in the second half and did not make any substitutions. That is flagrantly bad. That is bad coaching. You cannot do that. You have a guy that's 40 years old on your roster, along with another guy that spent half the season out with a calf injury. You can't play them that whole time. I think LeBron played all 48 yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, let me see.
I'm pretty sure he played like 46 or 48 minutes.
I will
They didn't.
fact
The
check.
Lakers set a playoff record for like I think the longest time on the court for some because they didn't make a single substitution.
Him and Luka played 46.
Wow.
It's diabolical.
2 minutes.
It's
Yeah.
diabolical.
Yeah, that's actually kind of bad.
Oh, and DFS played 41.
Yeah.
Well, he's turning into Tibbs over here.
Pretty
Well, that's what happens when you have no depth.
And that's the other thing too, Gio. With Austin Reeves, it's that he's not scoring it the way he was in the regular season. He's nowhere near the efficiency levels. He's turning the ball over. It's just not. It's not the Austin Reeves we saw weeks ago.
Jackson Hayes played 4 minutes last night. That's your starting center.
I mean, what do you expect him to do against Naz Reid,
Rui
Rudy Gobert,
Rui
and
played
Julius
41 too. Rui played 41 too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's literally just 4 guys in the
right,
rotation.
well.
5. AR played 35.
What do the Lakers need to do to win? That's my question.
Nothing. It's done.
Nothing. It's over. The
Yeah.
series is over.
It's
yeah.
done. Yeah.
The series is wraps.
Next year is their time.
No, I don't even think next year is their time. This roster, I don't know if they're going to win a championship with LeBron James. They're going to really have to swindle some deals in the offseason, to be quite honest with you.
I think LeBron needs to retire, buddy. Pack it up.
No.
Pack it up, clean her up.
Yeah.
The Lakers are a good few years away from truly competing without another godsend of a move. And it really depends,
Listen, like the Lakers, you can't fill your team with a bunch of players that were what ifs on like Rui, Jackson Hayes, Alex Len,
Well, I mean,
Vanderbilt.
think about it this way, Antoine. Before the Luka trade, this team was fighting to even make the play-in.
well, exactly. Yeah.
So, this team's not good. They just got gifted Luka Doncic, and he won them more regular season games than they
Yeah.
would have without him. So, this season was kind of a wash, especially when the Mark Williams trade fell through. Even still, I mean, Mark Williams is a twig compared to Rudy and Julius Randle and Naz Reid, so it really wasn't going to make much of a difference. But yeah, the Wolves are a strategically built team to beat the Denver Nuggets. And when you can beat the Denver Nuggets, you're of course going to beat the Los Angeles Lakers. We should have realized that. I think that's our bad.
Yeah.
So good call on that. And
Yeah.
I do think the Wolves, I like their chances against the Warriors or Rockets. I really do. So
But I 100% agree. That's why I had them. I said Wolves in 6? Yeah.
you said Wolves in 7.
Oh, I did.
We all had
Okay.
7-game series.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So-
Well, yeah.
Man, I was close to picking the Timberwolves, but I don't know why.
When you guys said Lakers, I said you guys made an
man.
awful decision. I said there's no way Lakers are winning this series.
Yeah, you're right.
It's really, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
There's not really much you can do. So
Stephen A is crying right now because he can't go to LA anymore.
You can't.
No, because they'll be out.
LA and Miami are getting bounced in the first round.
And New York will be next round.
Poor baby.
Unless the Clippers make it, he'll be going to the Intuit Dome.
Okay, yeah, yeah, maybe.
I will say the Intuit Dome was bouncing.
Yes.
In Game 3,
A
they had
very
the
rocking
horse
in
heads
there.
in the walls.
Yeah.
A
for-
very, very
Jokic.
well built arena for what they're trying to do. I'll
But
give them that.
yeah, I guess I'll say LeBron James, 7 games, for shame, Wolves in 5.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
next week we'll have the preview probably of all the second round series.
Some of them will
And
probably begin by the
Yeah.
time we get into
Yeah.
it because they don't wait for the second round. So
Yeah.
when Cleveland wins in about 45 minutes, and then when Indiana wins on Tuesday or Wednesday,
start.
Yeah.
they'll start in like a couple days. So
Yeah, I mean Cleveland's up 82-38 in the third quarter right now.
wow,
Dude.
yeah.
38 points in the third for Miami.
Yo,
So-
Cleveland is scaring me, bro. I really don't want them to win.
Tried to tell you, bro. Just like if the Cavs win the championship this season, it's going to be 2 years in a row that the team he doesn't trust wins it all. Because you had major doubts on Boston last year. So, it is what it is.
I know it is, but
All right. Let's end the segment
Let's
before
go.
I start getting uncomfortable.
let's go to the X factors.
Let's go to the tier list. Alrighty, boys, into the main segment we go. As you guys can see by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be putting every NBA playoff X factor into a tier list. We decided we didn't really want to go through each team and just pick an X factor because it's all obvious answers, to be quite honest with y'all. So we wanted to show love to some guys that don't get the spotlight very often, and we're going to make a massive tier list for y'all today. So basically the criteria that we wanted to set for what quantifies an X factor: you cannot be a top 2 option on the team, you cannot be an all-star, and you have to play at least, I think you have to play like 15 or like 12 minutes a game, something like that. You had to get like substantial minutes.
Yeah, probably like
And-
20.
Yeah. And we didn't really want to put a point cap because, certain guys are in there solely for defensive purposes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that. You have to just be meaningful, be impactful for your team. Now, I'll ask y'all, we're basing this off of how impactful they have been, not how much they can be, correct?
Thus far in the
Yes.
playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that then. So yeah, basically you're going to get, a sort of raw, authentic sort of, basis for us.
Yeah.
So guys, do we have anything to say before we dive into the tier list?
Let's roll.
All right, so on the screen right now, you're going to see our tier list. Again, shout out Hoop Goat. They did comment on our last video. We used them in our tier list. So go subscribe to them. Put a link down in the description. Go check them out. Really awesome site. They have all the player faces on their website, except for a few that we'll have to kind of make do what we got. That way I didn't have to, clog more storage on my PC. What we're going to do is we're going to go team by team. Some X factors are easier than others to determine where they're going to go, and some we'll debate on. So, Antoine, we'll start with you. Which team do you want to get into first?
Are we going to go in order or no?
No, go in a random order.
Let's go with the Knicks.
All right, so we'll start with the New York Knicks. I think we only have 4 X factors here. So we have OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson.
All right. 2 of them we can agree on F.
Okay.
That's Mikal and Mitch Robinson.
I'm totally fine going both in F tier.
I think Mitch
No,
can go to D tier.
no. Well, then it'll go out to F tier. It would.
I could see an argument for Mitchell Robinson being D tier, but he's only averaging like 14 minutes a
Yeah,
game,
no,
so he's not
he's-
being as impactful.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Mitch.
Okay.
Mikal, F tier.
I guess.
Where do
It's
you
fine.
You in agreement on Mikal F tier too?
I don't want to put him in F tier. but you guys are haters. I get it.
we should probably put him in D tier.
Yeah, I think
Because-
both of them
We could
should
do
be in
D tier.
D tier.
Purely for those 2 clutch shots he hit in the last game, we'll put him in
Oh,
D
That's
tier.
fine. We could put Mitch in D tier.
Both of them, I think.
Both of them in D tier.
Yeah.
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 All
They're-
right.
They're not bad.
I mean, like I said, we could always move them around.
Yeah, you're overreacting over here, bro.
All right.
We could also move them around when when at the end and stuff like that. So we'll put Mikal and Mitchell Robinson in D tier.
All right.
Let's go to OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
That might be S.
He I don't know, because the game they lost, he played like shit.
No, he's a solid B tier.
B? No, I think he's either
I would-
S or A.
I would go A because he's giving Cade problems for the most part.
Okay.
Cade's still playing well, but
I'm okay with A tier.
Think
'Cause
about
he
this.
can be A tier, and he was
no.
A tier a few
he's
games.
he's definitely not
I
S.
think he's guaranteed A. I think he can be S.
He can,
Yes.
but he's
that
not.
depends on what he
Can-
does on the offensive side. In game 1, he was an S tier player. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? On both sides
Yeah.
of the
Right.
court.
Game one he was great.
Think about this. Without OG Anunoby, the Knicks have no chance.
Well,
That's
Shaq,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what
yeah.
the X factor is. That's why I would consider him for S tier.
Mm.
But I'm okay with putting him in A.
Yeah. I'm not. I think there's other worthy candidates for S tier.
Yeah,
So
A tier. I'm
we'll put
perfectly fine.
we'll put OG up in A tier. Now here's the toughest placement for us probably. Josh Hart. Now we know the platonic ideal of Josh Hart is a pure, difference maker. Hasn't really been this series. Last year definitely was more of a Linsanity-esque run. So what are your vibes saying, Gio, with Josh Hart?
So far, I think he can be an A to a B tier X factor player.
Yeah.
But so far this year, I will put him in the C.
And C?
Yeah.
I'm definitely floating between B and C.
I think he's B tier a little
You think
bit.
he's
He's
B?
like low B tier.
He's been very uninspiring. He almost
Yeah.
sold the game yesterday. And
Should have
he
actually.
should have sold the game yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
But obviously the refs,
Yeah.
the refs will be an S tier for the Knicks for sure. But
X factors.
I think I'm going to agree with Gio.
C tier. Okay.
I think I'm going to put him in C
I'm
tier.
okay with that.
I'm not like Josh Hart obviously is, I think his regular season output this season's definitely been better. I think the Pistons have, kept him in check for the most part. He hasn't really had one of those games where he exploded last year, like in the Philly series or in the Indiana series. So I think we'll put Josh Hart in C tier.
Yeah.
And for now, we'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
So, Gio, what team do you want to get into next? Let's alternate between conferences. So go to a West team.
Let's go with the Timberwolves.
The Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, so we have a few X factors here. We have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Mike Conley, Dante DiVincenzo, Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, and Naz Reid.
A lot of guys.
A lot of guys here. The Wolves have a
What?
deep roster. So obviously, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle are the top 2 options.
Right.
They're excluded from this, just like Brunson and Cat. So
Okay.
I want to start off this list by putting Jaden McDaniels in S tier.
I would throw
I
Nas.
agree.
I would throw Nas Reid in there too.
S, both S's.
Ooh.
I'm not against that.
I would
You
throw
know what? I
would
kind
throw-
of not either.
I'm not
I'll be
against
brutally
that.
honest with you.
I would throw Nas Reid.
I think
in there,
Jaden
too.
McDaniels is a clear cut S tier. The
I
way
think so,
he's
too.
been playing, we'll put J Mac in the S tier. Do we want to put Nas Reid?
I think Nas is.
I think for now we can
worthy.
throw him in S tier, honestly.
I think
And
Nas
if
is worthy.
later on we look at the list and we're like, I don't know, we can change him.
Okay,
but I think
fair.
for now he deserves to be an S tier.
You know what? I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Names. Yeah,
I'm picking up what you're putting down. The 2 of them have been fan-freaking-tastic.
amazing.
And Nas Reid, boy's about to get paid.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, boy.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for that. All right, what do we want to get into next?
Let's do Mike Conley.
Mike Conley.
Good old
McConley
Mike.
of Michael.
He had a crazy block on Braun.
That was insane. S tier play.
Here for real.
But he's been better than his regular season output.
Yeah, I mean, for that reason, I might put him in like B.
I mean, would you
C?
say he's been better than? Would you say he's been more impactful than Josh Hart?
Nah.
I would put him right in C tier.
I'd put him right in C tier to be
Yeah.
honest with you, because he's definitely been more impactful than Mikal and Mitchell Robinson.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do we think he's better? Or do you want to order the tiers or no?
No,
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 Okay,
it's
we'll
gonna be
just-
too much.
We'll
at
just
the
whack
end.
him in C tier.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, he's in there.
That's fair. We got like 80 players to go through.
No, let's order that tiers.
No.
Let's put Josh Hart over Mike Conley.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, that's
looks
fine.
about right.
Yeah.
And I'm also in agreement that Mikal is more impactful than Mitchell Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 4 players. We have 3 players left on Minnesota. We have Naw, we have Dante, and we have Rudy.
If I'm being honest, I would throw all 3 of those.
In F tier.
No.
No, Dante hasn't been awful.
Dante, Rudy, and
I'd put them all in B tier to be honest with
B
you.
tier.
Yeah.
All of them?
All three of them,
They've
yeah.
been decent to, yeah,
They've been more impactful than Mike Conley.
and Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Even Dante?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, scoring wise.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine with all three in B tier.
I'm fine with it.
What
Yeah.
order do you want to put them in as far as?
Go Dante, Rudy, NAW.
I want to let me move it up. There we go.
Dante, Rudy, NAW. Yeah, that's how I would do it.
Achilles Alexander.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Dante's been probably the best out of the three. We're actually getting a pretty, outside of, I think there's certain schemes the Lakers run that runs Rudy Gobert off the floor, but there's some sets that they run that Rudy thrives. And Achilles Alexander Walker, he's just off the bench. He's not, inputting as much.
Yeah.
So I'm totally fine with that.
All right.
So that's the Wolves.
Yeah.
Let's get into the next team. Antoine, choose an Eastern Conference team. It's it's 1 through 7, by the way, the top 7 seeds. We
Yeah.
didn't include the Grizzlies or the Heat for
Yeah.
very obvious reasons. So,
Let's go with Cleveland.
all right, we're going with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have 4 players here. We have Jared Allen, we have DeAndre Hunter, Ty Jerome, and Max Strus.
All right. If I think Allen, Jerome, and Hunter all go in A tier.
That's fine.
They've been really good.
I'm not willing to put DeAndre Hunter in A tier. He's had
Okay.
maybe one good game.
You're right. Those other two, Allen and Jerome, I think is A.
I would even consider putting Ty Jerome in S tier.
That's crazy.
No,
would.
no.
I would consider it.
No.
I wouldn't
Not
put him
yet.
up there with J-Mac.
He's the highest A tier I'll go right now.
That's fair. Yeah, I think he's definitely been more impactful
He's
than
the
OG.
highest A tier.
The productivity he's been off the bench, I would put them there. So Ty Jerome's definite A tier.
Yeah.
What about Jared Allen? Where does he go?
He might be B, honestly.
He might be B tier.
he's B.
He's definitely
the highest
I think he's
B tier.
top of B tier.
He's the highest B
I
tier.
agree
yeah,
with that.
Yeah.
because Jared Allen hasn't really done much. There's not much for him to do against
Right.
Miami.
Right.
But I think that's fair. And what about DeAndre Hunter?
B.
Best C tier.
Best C?
Best C.
Best C tier.
He's played good today. He's been decent in the other 2 games. I would personally lean bottom of B tier.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine because it's
It's
yeah.
really, Gio, you have the fade here.
C.
C? Okay.
Okay, top of
Best
C
C tier.
tier.
Put him top of C tier. You guys went from A to C and like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because we only had one good game, which was today and
Right.
the last game.
This is one of the rare teams that have 3 that didn't count because obviously Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley are the top 2 options, and Garland's an all-star.
Yeah.
So, tough shit. It's unfortunate.
Max Strus.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Max Strus. Yeah.
I would
Go
do
Max.
D tier. Highest D tier.
I would go
Or
agree.
lowest C tier.
below Josh Hart in C tier.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I think there's definitely the problem is we put Mikal Bridges, there's a gap in the productivity.
Yeah.
Mikhail's been scoring, but the
Right.
numbers don't look good.
Exactly.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That was great. So, wait,
So
Gio, where are
attacked.
we putting Max Strus?
We can put where you guys said. I haven't been watching the Cavs too much, so you guys can.
That's fair. I think.
I'm fine with that.
Do I put him above or below Josh Hart?
No, below. I haven't
Below?
seen a lot from Strus.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much
Yeah.
for him to really do.
Yeah.
So we'll put him in C tier, and again, we could always change these as we go along.
Yeah.
So, all right, Gio, let's go for a stinky West team.
Yeah. Let's go for the Rockets.
All right. Yeah.
Not stinky, but
They're playing like stinky
Yeah.
right now. So, as for the Houston Rockets, we have Steven Adams, Dylan Brooks, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, and Amen Thompson.
okay.
What sticks out right away for y'all?
I just want to say this is tough because the way they're playing right now is not.
I feel
Great.
like they're all C tier, if I'm being honest.
It's Oh, we also have Fred VanVleet as well. My fault.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay. Van Vliet's
6.
probably D tier.
Oh, VanVleet is a 1
think it might
million
be-
% D tier.
Yeah. Put him in.
Yeah.
D. Put him in D.
You were about to put him in F?
Yeah.
But he's better than Mikhail.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No? So between
Below
Mitch,
Mikal.
between Mitch,
I think he should go above McHale.
between
above
Mitch,
Mikal?
between Mitch.
Yeah, because McHale got the Kate assignment and got switched off of the Kate assignment after 2 possessions.
All right.
So
That's fine.
yeah, we'll put him highest D tier. Shout out Fetty, because bro does not like Fred.
Adams, Brooks, Tari, JSJ, and Amen.
This list is gonna be weird,
They've
though.
all been average.
Yeah, but
No.
some guys have been better than others.
Like
Well,
Steven
I'm
Adams
mad.
has been playing well.
I think I would go high on Steven
I
Adams
would
here.
put him in. I mean, based on how he's been playing, I know he doesn't deserve to be here. I think based on how he's been playing, I put him in A.
I would agree with you, actually.
A
I would go
tier?
either A or high B.
Yeah.
I think he's been just as impactful as Jared Allen.
Seriously.
Okay.
And that's why that's why this list is kind of weird because you wouldn't normally put him there.
Well, remember, we're not basing this tier list off of who's better. We're basing this off of how much
Right
impact
now.
they're
Yeah,
making.
right now.
All right.
So
Yeah.
I would put Steven Adams right below Jared Allen in
That's
B
fine
tier.
with me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's whack him
That's
there.
perfect.
Shout out Steven Adams. Shout out Broski
Playing
Doodle.
outstanding, yeah. What about Dylan Brooks?
Dylan Brooks is a confusing one, to be
I
quite
like
honest.
Dylan Brooks.
I actually, he's grown on me a lot.
Yeah.
He really has.
I think I'll put him in B tier as well.
Where though?
I think ahead of Dante.
So right below Steve.
Yeah.
Do you think Steve's been more?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, Dylan Brooks has been good. He hasn't been shooting the ball great, which is why he's not in A tier.
Right.
So that's fine. Amen Thompson, outside of the Jimmy Butler incident, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Where would you want to put him though?
This sucks because he can have an insane game tonight.
Yeah.
So we have to make a decision on this right now.
I could probably put him maybe between like Dante and Dylan.
I think Dylan Brooks and Steven Adams, there's a gap between them and the rest of the Rockets.
You could put him bottom of the B tier.
I would put a men probably
Top C.
I would probably put a men below Rudy or below Nikhil.
Yeah.
So it's
I
up
would
to
do
y'all.
below Rudy.
That's fine.
Yeah, below Rudy.
All right, so we'll put him there. We'll put him in between, and then
Jabari.
Jabari,
and
Tari.
Put that in C.
Jabari and C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put him right at the bottom, to be
Yeah,
honest.
bottom C.
And then where do you want to put Tari Eason?
I think C as well.
I'd probably put him in.
He's been
Top-
okay.
I'd probably put him in either low C or high D.
We can do high D above Fred.
Yeah.
Fred's his own kind of ass, though. That's the problem.
Well, you could put him below Struce.
I think he's been worse than Jabari.
Okay, so
though.
put him right below Jabari.
Yeah, we'll put him below Jabari.
Yeah,
we could always
that's
change
perfectly
it.
fine. Yeah.
So that's totally fine.
It's good.
So not bad at all. All right, Antoine. Let's go with the stinky East team. Let's get some more stinkers out of the way.
Do Milwaukee.
All right, the Milwaukee Bucks. We got a bunch here, I think. So, yeah, we got AJ Green, Carl Kuzma, Brooke Lopez, Kevin Porter Jr., Bobby Portis, Torian Prince, and Gary
Holy.
Trent Jr. So,
Okay.
I think I want to be the first person to put Carl Kuzma in F tier.
Yeah.
Let's
for it.
go.
Get it out the way.
W.
Can we put Torian Prince there too, or no?
Yeah, I would love to
He's
put
not been
Torian
playing
Prince
good.
there.
Yeah.
Do you want to put him above or below Kuzma? You know,
Put
what? he
him
comes
above.
off he comes off the bench. I want to put him above.
Above, yes.
The fact that Kuzma starts and got a donut in the first game, I think, yeah.
You can put I think Gary Trent has been outstanding.
He's been great.
We
I
can put
love
him in
the way
A.
he's playing.
We can put him in A.
Where do you want to put him now? I'd put him below OG.
Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Yes.
He had
yes.
one good game
Yeah,
that carried over.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he won that game.
He
for
won
them,
that
you know what
game.
I'm
That's
saying?
why he's in A tier.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm willing to put Bobby Portis probably high B tier.
I agree with that.
I would probably say definitely above Steven Adams. I would probably say above Jared Allen too.
Really? I don't know.
It's hard to gauge because he's played well.
He has.
If you want
Yeah,
to
put him above Jared Allen.
you think so?
I think so.
All
Okay.
right. I think it's
He's had to be that,
interchangeable.
that second guy, that consistent guy to step up.
He's going to have to be now that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that Dame isn't playing.
Yeah. Even when Dame was playing, I feel like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Brooke Lopez has not been good.
Really, I don't know much about what he's doing.
Brooke Lopez is averaging 16 minutes a game in this series.
So
He's
he-
been played off the floor.
So D tier you're looking at?
I would put him in D tier, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't know if you guys have any difference of opinions there.
No. Yeah.
Where though?
His defense hasn't been as good.
Well, what do you think? Because I haven't been watching a lot
Right.
of Brook ball.
Above Mitch.
Definitely above Mitch. Definitely above McHale.
Okay.
I would probably say around where Fred is. I don't know.
I put him above Fred.
You want to go above Fred? We can go above Fred.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whatever you want, Gio.
That's okay.
Whatever your heart desires.
Yes.
And we have two players left: AJ Green and the POS himself.
Well-
How has AJ Green been shooting from three?
He's been okay.
Yeah.
He's like mediocre C tier.
I said it about someone a couple weeks ago. He's been
Yeah, I
can
feel
go-
like he's been like not efficient. From
He
three.
hasn't been. He's been good in the third quarter specifically. But like outside
I mean,
of that, he hasn't really gotten the minutes through the
We
problem.
We can put him in C because he spaces the floor.
Right, yeah, and it's like C tier is for guys that haven't really done much.
Right.
Because D and F tier are for negatives. He hasn't really been a negative. He hasn't really been a positive.
Right.
So where in C tier, Gio? We'll let you decide here.
We can put him above Jabari Smith, I'd say.
Yeah, because I think Strus has been more efficient.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's a good spot.
We'll put the white shooters next to each other.
There you go.
Yeah.
And last but not least,
KPJ.
it really hates me to say this, but he's actually been playing good.
He has been good. And then, like,
I don't know where.
I think I would put, honestly, if I'm being honest, like, disregarding his history and all that, I'd put him in A.
I would go probably high B. I would go just below Bobby Portis. Because there are stretches when he's really bad.
Porter?
Below Jared Allen.
Man, I think he's low A. I mean, I'm fine with putting him in high B. You can put him in high B.
You think he's better than Jared Allen right now?
I do.
The way,
sure?
remember, it's not being better. He's been more impactful.
On the
I think
team
Allen's
right
been
now.
impactful the whole first
He's
round.
been impactful too, but like Kevin Porter will have those stretches
Oh my
where
goodness.
he'll send Milwaukee on an 8-0 run by himself.
Yeah, he's that type of guy.
But I don't think he's been as impactful as Gary Trent, which is why I say
No.
B
Okay,
tier.
you know what? That's
No,
fine.
no.
So, and I think Bobby Portis has been more consistent across the series.
That's fine.
So we'll put KPJ right below.
Right
him.
below him, yeah.
So yeah, that is the the Bucks, done and dusted. So we're on 20 minutes. We've gotten just about through half the team, so we're making good time. So we're on to a West team, right? So Gio, pick a West team, my friend.
Let's go Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets. All right, so we have a few players here for the Nuggets. We have Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Peyton Watson, and Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
So I was iffy on putting guys like Russell Westbrook and Drew Holiday in this because they were injured. But because they played multiple games, they're here. Isaiah Stewart is not because he only played one game.
Okay.
So if we want to place Isaiah Stewart, we can. It's up to y'all. I could just add him. But we'll get to that when the time comes.
Yeah.
What stands out to y'all right now?
Let's start with Aaron Gordon. I think he's S tier all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
My goodness. I think he's at the top of S tier.
You think he's been better than J-Mac?
No.
He had 27. Like, that's close to 30.
And he had a game winner.
He had a game winner.
He's been having to guard Kawhi a decent amount. I'm actually willing to put him above J-Mac.
I would put him above J. I mean, look, J-Mac's outstanding, right?
The impact Aaron Gordon makes is far more substantial because the Wolves have more depth.
100%.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we'll put Aaron Gordon at the top of S tier.
Yes.
Because without him, I think the Nuggets probably are
Oh my
out already.
gosh. The Nuggets are
They're a wash.
potentially swept.
Yeah. Obviously, Jokic and Murray don't qualify for this. Damon Giannis didn't qualify. Yeah. And were we missing any teams? As for Houston, we included Jalen Green as a second option, and Şengün was the first option, stuff like that. So
next up, I want to put let's go Peyton Watson, and we put him in D tier.
Yep.
D tier.
He has been getting not much impact.
I'd put him below Mitchell Robinson.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He's been low D. He has not been impactful in his minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So sorry, P. Watt. We love y'all. But we love you, but
Yeah.
it's got to go there. This has not been a good Christian Brown series.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't
know
say the
about
whole
you.
series. There's been a couple games where he was decent.
Yeah, I think it's been more just underwhelming.
Okay.
Like, I think the two series he played in the past 2 years against the Lakers, like those specifically, he got played off the floor. Because we saw in that finals run they made, he was great against Minnesota. He was great against Phoenix, was borderline unplayable against the Lakers, and then was a pure difference maker against the Heat.
Yeah.
And then last year, he was decent against Minnesota, and he was not good against the Lakers. Here against the Clippers, he's been sort of in between all of those things. So I think that's just
He
kind
had
of...
some big shots.
Yeah, he has. He hit that big three.
And of course, his defensive impact is they need that.
Right. It's not the same defense they needed, like from KCP, but it brings its own sort of specialty.
I would put him in high B.
I'm debating between B and C tier. I don't know. What do you
B
think,
and C?
Antoine? For Christian Brown.
You could put him low. You said high B?
I said high B.
You said low C?
I said high C.
High C.
Yeah.
I would go low B.
Low B. All right, so that
Low B.
so he'll
Low
go
B.
to he'll go to B tier. Where do you want to put him? I say he just goes right at the bottom.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm willing to do here is
I would put him above Amen Thompson.
I would put him above a men, and then I would swap a men and Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanna do
that's
that?
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Because I think Nikhil's been more impactful than a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Very fair.
Yeah.
Next
Two
up.
Nuggets left. Michael Porter and Russell Westbrook. Michael Porter's playing injured right now.
Yeah.
Based on what we're seeing, it's been not great It's hard.
I want to put him in D tier.
It's hard to gauge with MPJ. It really is because of the injury, but he's just not. It doesn't seem locked in.
No, I really want to put him in D tier.
That's fair.
But at the same time, I mean, his length helps for rebounding and in contesting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's injured. Like, how much impact can you make when you're injured? You know what I mean?
We saw.
And also, his shooting has not been great.
Well, it's a shooting shoulder, I think.
Yeah, but even besides that, before that,
Right.
like, he hasn't been the MPJ we saw from their finals run. You know what I mean?
Oh no, not even close.
So that's why I want to put him in D tier. So
Where?
I think above Fred.
Definitely above Fred.
I think maybe even above Brook.
I would say above Brook purely because he actually played closing minutes in the past couple games.
Yeah,
that's okay.
So we'll do that. And now, the elephant in the room here,
yeah,
Russell Westbrook.
A tier.
No.
Put him in A.
I mean, he won game one.
exactly.
He
Put
won
him in
game
A.
one. Game two
What did he do wrong in game two?
wasn't particularly impactful.
I mean, he had 14 points. He shot
Yeah.
decently from
Shot
the field.
decently.
I would put him in B tier.
I would put him in A.
I would put him in B as well.
B tier.
Who's in A tier right now?
It's Ty Jerome, OG Anunoby, and Gary Trent.
He's not A tier.
I don't think he's A tier.
He's B tier.
All right, he's B tier.
Yeah, I think that's actually the first time Gio's been realistic about Russ.
He's B tier.
Honestly, props. So
He's
yeah,
B.
I think he's been more impactful than Amen. I think he's been more impactful than Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Uh-huh.
I think more than Brown. I think more than Rudy. I think this is kind of
Yeah.
along
No.
I think this
Above
is kind
Steven
of along.
Adams.
I think above Steven Adams?
Yes,
Okay. That's fine.
absolutely.
I would go. I would probably put him here, but in between Brooks and Dante.
No, in the middle.
Between
Yeah.
Adams and Brooks.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been outvoted, Gio. I'm sorry.
Right there.
Fine.
Yeah, right
So that's fair, to be honest.
there. Yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
So that is the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, Jokic and Murray being the All-Stars, and the top two options do not fit. So, Antoine, let's get into another East team. What do we got?
Going to the Magic.
The Orlando Magic. All right, so we have a few players here. We have Anthony Black. We have Wendell Carter Jr. We have Corey Joseph. We have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and that is it. We did not include, what's his face? Cole Anthony.
Okay.
I feel like Corey Joseph is an F.
Do we want to add Cole? I mean, do we want to add Cole Anthony?
Eh,
I mean, nah.
it's
No, we
whatever.
don't.
No, he's been kind of not getting minutes.
Okay,
yeah.
fair.
And he was
we
good in the play-in.
Yeah, and also we didn't include Paulo and Franz as the top two
course.
options. So
I think Wendell might be an A tier.
Wendell might be an A tier. He's been giving the Celtics fits on both
He's been
ends.
playing great.
He's been playing great. I would go just bottom of A tier.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
perfect.
So yeah, Wendell's
fine.
definitely proved me wrong.
Yeah, seriously.
When he's healthy, he cooks, man.
Even his defense has surprised me. I didn't think he would be, locked in on defense, but he is.
He's one of those guys that's so big, you think he's slow, but he's
Yeah.
not.
Nope.
He's not
He can
fast,
move.
but he can move.
He can move.
So that's fair. I think didn't he go to Duke?
He did.
So yeah, so they always produce great NBA players.
They do.
So that's fair. You wanted to put Corey Joseph in F tier?
Yeah, I don't know
Put him
what
in
he's been
D.
doing.
Put him in D.
Yeah, put him in D. He's definitely not been this
Yeah,
bad.
no.
So
Put him in D tier.
we'll put him in D.
He's still Corey Joseph, so we're not going to put him in
I would put
higher
him
than D.
I would put him above McHale. Just because it's McHale.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Where
Put
do
him
you
with
think?
P. Watt.
Put him at P1.
Above, below?
Below.
Above.
He's
Above.
starting. We'll put him above.
Okay.
All right. KCP is an interesting one.
I don't know what he's
This
been
is
doing.
C.
He's been very average.
This is
Very uninspiring. That contract is god awful.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Contract
when
is
you
terrible, but don't try not to think about that.
don't- right.
He's been average. His
So
defense is
definitely-
still decent.
Yeah.
His experience in the court helps the team.
Fair. He's a good vet voice, I
Yeah,
guess.
definitely.
He definitely has value and impact on the floor.
He does.
He's just, it's just, you have to try and not think about the Denver days and not
Yeah.
think about the Lakers days and think about the Washington days.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what you get.
So C tier, we're
I
thinking?
think bottom C is
I
good for him.
guess, yeah. I would put him below the Rockets guys.
That's fine.
Bottom C is good for him.
Yeah.
Like below I'm in? Oh, no, right there. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
C
fine.
tier.
That's fine. That's fine.
The PCP dude. And then our last player, which I think is probably, in my opinion, the biggest wild card on this whole list, is Anthony Black.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know how good he's been doing, but I
He's
think
been well.
He's
been doing
been
very
tough
well.
to gauge, man. He is
Yeah.
a damn good player.
He is a good player. I like him a lot.
He's got
he
a-
just can't shoot.
That's the only problem.
Just can't shoot.
But I mean, look, there's been a lot of guys that have come through the NBA that can't shoot and have been very good.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could think of former Magic players like Shaquille O'Neal. No, I'm just kidding. But, Gio, you've obviously watched more Magic than we have over the course of these playoffs. Where do you think Anthony Black should go?
I want to put him either bottom B or top C. I think that would be a good spot for him right now.
Do you think he's
been very impactful.
Yeah, that's why I'm
But
leaning towards B.
Yeah, you know what? B is good for him.
Because
maybe not bottom.
Because I think he's been more impactful than these guys.
You're right. And I
Yeah.
think he's been more impactful than Amen.
Yeah, than a man. I think he's been
Nickel.
more impactful than Nikhil.
Maybe not Brown. I don't know.
I would probably go just. I would definitely put him below Rudy.
Okay.
But it's either
That's fine.
above CB or below. What are we thinking?
Below
put him below CB.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I like CB, so
His defense is a lot better too, so that's totally understandable.
yeah.
And yeah, that's the Orlando Magic. Obviously, no Paulo and Franz. So, Gia, let's get into another West team, man.
Let's go with the Lakers.
The Los Angeles Fakers. Lakers in 5. Obviously, no LeBron and no Luka. So we have Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, Austin Reeves, and Gabe Vincent.
All right.
Do we want to put Hayes in F?
Hayes is
Oh,
F
we have
tier.
Jared Vanderbilt here as well.
Hayes is F tier.
Yeah, Hayes is F
We can
tier.
put Vandy in F as well.
Yes.
where-
Vandy's been trash.
Has Jackson Hayes been worse than Carl Kuzma?
Yes.
Has he though?
He's not been getting minutes at
Yeah,
all.
he gets played off the floor, so yeah, he's got to go bottom.
Damn.
You said Vandy as well.
I think
right?
Vandy can go in F, honestly.
I would put him top of F tier.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He's been nothing for them, really.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next?
Rui.
Oh God,
He's
this is
been
a
playing
tough
decent.
one. He's been playing decent. He's getting blamed a lot because
What do you have? 23 the other night?
yeah, but there was a stretch in game 3, I believe, where he missed like his last 5 shots and turned the ball over like 3 times
Okay.
and was getting cooked defensively. He's not been great, but he's not been Kuzma level bad. Rui's so tough because he's got the hardest job on this team because he's the one that has to shoot all the shots in the corner. He's the one that always has to guard the
Yep.
best post player because LeBron just can't do it anymore and Luka can't play defense. Rui always gets set up for criticism and he's
does.
always the scapegoat.
He is.
So
I guess we put him in top C.
I don't think he's been more impactful than Hunter. I would go just below.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, above
Above
Brooke.
Mike.
Above Mike.
Above Mike. Yeah, above Mike.
Yeah. Okay, that's a fair spot.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves and Gabe
Reeves.
Vincent and DFS. What do
I
you
feel
want to
like
do?
Vincent is a D tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of butt, to be fair.
He's some good shots in game 2.
I think he's better than Vandy though.
Better than
Oh, yeah.
Vandy
Yeah, a little
for
bit better
I think
than
he's been better than P. Watt. He's been better than Corey Joseph. He's been better
Yeah.
than Mitch. He's kind of along the McHale train here.
That's
Yeah, right there is good.
Below?
Right there.
Yeah, right
below.
there.
That's fair. I'm okay with that.
And then Reeves, although what you said, Tyler, you're saying he's not been impactful, I think he's mid B.
He
He's-
definitely doesn't touch the top 2 tiers.
I
No.
think he's.
I think
he's definitely below Bobby.
I would probably, like, in my opinion, in B tier, I think he's below Portis. I think he's below KPJ. I think he's below Jared Allen.
I think that's it.
I think that's kind
That's
of
it.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
it.
he's been more impactful than Russ and Steven Adams, so we'll
Yeah.
put him there. And, going into the playoffs, I thought Reeves would probably be an S tier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
of course.
Me too.
He's been very underwhelming as of late.
He can turn it on. And look, if he turns it on, the Lakers might pull this one out.
No, it's not happening. They have to
don't
win
know.
3 games in a row.
Okay.
So, and then the last one is Nets legend Dorian Finney-Smith.
I like him a lot.
I don't know. He's been
He-
playing a lot of minutes.
He fits a really good role on this team.
Yeah.
He plays the defense that Rui can't.
I don't want to put him in A, though.
Oh, I don't either,
But
but
he's been really good for them.
I would probably put him.
He's better than AR.
I think.
Oh yeah,
I think he's been B,
So
like
right-
right
right-
above AR.
Yeah.
yeah. I think Jared Allen's been more impactful than Dorian Finney-Smith's. We'll put the 2 Nets legends next to each other. How
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
So yeah, there you go. That is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Go Celtics.
Want to go Celtics?
Let's do that.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
let's go for the Boston Celtics. Now, we did not include Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for obvious reasons. Drew Holiday is in this because, yes, he is an all-star, but he hasn't been an all-star for a long time. So we have him, we have Al Horford, we have Tingus Pingus, we have Peyton Pritchard, and we have Derek White.
Yeah. So I think we can start right away with Drew being in D.
Yeah, just
So
because
far.
he's injured, it's not really much he can do.
He's injured, but also even when he played, not much impact. To
I
be
think
honest.
this is his last season in Boston.
I think so too.
I think this is. So where do you want to put him?
Impact for him? I think D tier. We can put him below MPJ.
Below MPJ?
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he played, he hasn't been getting played off the floor. So
Yeah.
that's totally understandable.
Yeah.
Which would honestly make the argument that he should be above MPJ.
No, MPJ's been better.
MPJ's been closing.
Yeah, but okay, that's fair. I guess.
Yeah, he's better.
They're both injured, so they should be next to each other, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and MPJ's playing through his injury. Drew Holiday's not. He's missing tomorrow's game, I think. So, fair.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you, which one of these Celtics guys is S tier? Because one of them is.
I think
Who
Derek
we
White.
gonna put Derek White in S tier?
I would put Derek White.
I think he is S tier.
Absolutely.
He's the lowest S tier though.
Yeah.
Um,
I think he's better than Nas.
I think he's better than Nas.
Okay, that's
Put him above Nas.
I'm
right
okay
now.
with that.
Below J-Mac?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I tweeted it out the other day. I think Derek White's probably the greatest luxury in NBA history. Like he just adds so much
does.
for so less. It's
does.
insane.
Yeah, his
And the fact
value is through the roof.
The Celtics traded freaking Romeo Langford for this guy.
Oh my gosh.
And he's not even on that bad of a contract.
No, yeah.
4 years, 126. It's
Yeah.
really good. So, yeah, Derek White slots in there.
What about KP?
Who?
Kristaps Porzingis?
KP.
You mean Tingus Pingus?
Yeah.
Tingly Pingly?
I don't know.
I like
I
Tingus.
don't know where I would put him.
I think I put him in like A or B.
He's definitely not S. That's for
Not
sure.
S. He's
He,
either low A or, you know what? He's B.
yeah.
He's above Jared Allen though. No,
I don't
No,
know.
below Jared Allen.
below Jared.
He's
you know what?
definitely he's definitely below KPJ and Portis.
That's fine. Yeah.
But where? He's better.
Below
He's definitely
Allen.
better than Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
below Allen.
Below?
Yeah.
That's fair, I guess. He did get injured in this series.
Yeah.
Can
He
we
had the
move
big
Russ
gash
up
in
a
his
couple
head.
spots though? I see him
No.
fading down towards the list, and it's
Oh,
not.
sorry, finger slip.
Nah.
Where was he? Was he?
No, he was like right. No, a little bit more.
Nope, he was
No,
there.
he was right there.
He was there. Don't worry. It's okay, Gio.
Anyways,
But
Big Al, what do we think?
Big Al, man.
I don't know where he goes.
He
Big
just
Al.
he impacts the game so
does.
much on the defensive end.
He's not A tier either. I think he might be B,
I would put him probably.
low B.
You think he's been better, or you think he's been more, or
Right
less
around Rudy
impactful?
Gobert, I would say.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I would
Right
put him
around
just
Rudy.
above Rudy.
Yeah.
I think Dante's been more impactful, probably.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Okay, so
good.
we'll put Al there. Peyton Pritchard. What we say?
Pritchard.
He's been okay. He hasn't been really good. He's
Yeah,
been
he hasn't
okay.
been that sixth man of the year.
Hasn't had to really
type.
do much in this series. Like
Yeah, we could put him right where Al is.
the Magic stink, so it's
Yeah.
like,
We could put him right where Al is.
has he been more or less impactful than Al Horford?
I think
in your
more than
opinion?
Al. He's scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than Al.
So I would say I would put him definitely above Dante.
Yeah.
I'd probably
right
put
there.
him above Brooks.
Brooks and Russ.
I would probably put
No,
him
no,
above
no, no,
Russ.
no. Let's chill out. Let's chill out for a
above
second.
Russ.
Let's just chill.
Right there, right
Just-
there.
No, chill. Just because he won sixth man of the year. doesn't
No,
mean we
he's
put him
been
above Russ.
scoring more.
I would probably put him just below Reeves.
Wow.
That's fine.
Disrespectful.
That's fine.
I'd probably put him below Reeves.
Yeah, that's
'cause
fine.
He's the guy they look to off the bench.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a
perfectly
little
okay
weird.
with
No,
that.
no Sam Hauser minutes much.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, interesting. Fresh off that contract, he might get traded.
Yeah.
But that is the Boston Celtics. All right, Antoine, choose a West team.
Didn't I just choose the Celtics?
He chose the Celtics.
Oh, okay. West. Let's go with Warriors.
The Golden State Warriors. We have a big, long list for the Golden State Warriors.
Oh gosh.
Just letting y'all know. So we have got Draymond Green, Buddy Hield, Jonathan Kuminga, Kevon Looney, Moses Moody, Gary Payton II, and Brandon Pajemski. And it's funny, too, because I wanted to put Quentin Post on here, but his picture didn't load in.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can we just pause just for a second? I'm sorry to the viewers, but we have to go back to the Celtics because Peyton Pritchard put up a donut
Oh, did he?
in 26 minutes
All
of
right.
play.
You know
so
what?
we, like I said, he
We're gonna
put him back.
We're gonna put you in C tier.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Where do you want to put him?
I mean, the Celtics still won, but he put up a donut.
You could put him ahead of DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah.
You'll put him top C. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But DeAndre Hunter's cooking right now.
Yeah, but it's been one game.
That's fair.
It's been one
But
game.
but it's a donut though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
but-
putting Hunter in front of him. No, I
Yeah.
can't do that.
And then in the game before that, when Orlando won, he put up 3 points.
That's amazing.
Okay, so
Okay,
you know what?
okay.
He's not been playing great.
Should we lower him?
I think we should. Put him in low C.
We'll put him
Put him in low C.
Put him above Struz.
above Strus.
Yeah,
below Hart?
above Struz.
Fair.
He
Okay.
hasn't been doing much, and I thought he hasn't been doing much.
So yeah.
All right.
Where do you want to start with the Warriors here?
Can we put Draymond in S tier?
I think we should, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Draymond's always in S tier right now, unfortunately.
He's just instant impact.
You said Draymond S tier?
Yes. 100%.
I don't like it. Put him in A.
No, he's an S tier.
He's not in S tier.
He's
He's not.
in S.
Look at those guys up there in S tier. He's
That's
not with
fair.
those guys.
Yeah, I think he actually does belong in A. I changed my mind.
But above Ty Jerome.
I would go.
wouldn't put him
I would go.
above Ty.
I would go below Ty Jerome. I put him right here. But
I
you want
think that's about right.
to go above?
No.
Oh, below?
Okay.
Right there.
You'll
That's
put him
fine.
here. Yeah.
I even think OG honestly is more impact. But
Nah.
look, but their defense is both really good. But OG plays offense.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He does.
Up to you guys.
Draymond, the fact that Draymond can play small ball 5 the way he is more impactful.
Understandable.
To me. Obviously, no Steph and Jimmy on this list. But yeah, like I said, whatchamacallit, I love how Quentin Post's picture didn't come in. So do you just want to remove him?
Sure.
Yeah, take him out of there, bro.
All right. Sorry.
Bro, we got Quentin Post in here, bro. Get him out of
He's
here.
been playing minutes.
Yeah, he has. Right.
Where do you want to go next?
I don't know. All these guys have been just really good, but also not best.
Where are their faces?
On the bottom right.
But so
Okay.
Buddy
Let's
Hield.
go Buddy Hield next.
He had nice scoring
Yeah, he's been
yesterday.
scoring
He's
decent.
been okay. Hasn't been, otherworldly like he was in the regular season.
I think since they're winning, we'll put him in B.
Yeah, we'll put him in B. As far as where, though?
Above Steven Adams.
No.
Above Russ.
Nah.
Above
No.
Brooks.
I
Not
would
above
probably go. I would probably go above Dante.
That's
good.
fine.
No, I'd go above. Yeah, I'll go below.
Yes,
Yeah,
right
right there.
there's good.
That's fine. Okay. Then where do you want to go next?
Let's go to Kuminga.
Kaminga?
We can put him in C.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been okay.
He finally got some
Regular.
minutes, and he hasn't been playing awful.
Yeah.
Where, though, in C?
You
Mid
could put
C.
him mid C, yeah.
I think he's been better than Pritchard.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Below Hart.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think it's totally fair.
Yeah.
It's
Is that GP?
GP too.
GP
What's he
too?
been doing?
Yeah, I think you put him in D. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't really. It's
No,
tough.
bottom C tier.
Bottoms. That sounds right.
Yeah,
That sounds
right,
right.
but right below Mitch. No, above Mitch.
Mitch is in D tier.
Oh, my B.
Just put
Yeah.
them all at the bottom, right there.
Right there at the bottom, below KCP.
Maybe above KCP.
I think above
Above
KCP
right
is
there,
fair. I would go above Tari, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put him there. That's fair. We have Looney, Moody, and Pods.
What's been Looney been doing? I have no
No,
idea.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Looney's been mid. We'll put him in D tier.
Okay.
We'll put him. We'll put him above. We'll put him above
Put him
McHale.
below Mitch, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll put him
Yeah.
below Mitch. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Moody, what's he been doing? I don't think
Moody
he's
and
doing
Pods have
Not
been playing decently
I think
well.
Pod's been playing
Pod's
better
been
than
playing
Moody.
a lot better than Moody.
Yeah.
Moody, I would probably put in B tier.
Yeah.
anything. Okay.
But where though?
I don't know. Who do you think Moody's
Low.
better than?
Low. You said B?
Yeah.
Probably below CB.
I would put him in C, to be honest.
Really?
Right
IC
around the
tier?
DeAndre Hunter area.
That's
okay,
fine.
that's fair. I'll put him above Rui.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And then Pods, I'll put in low B.
I would even consider Pods for A tier.
No, not
Really?
yet. Not yet.
The way
Okay.
he's been shooting the ball, you could make the argument. But
You
if you
want to put him low A?
no, if you want to put him high B, it'll average out there if you want. It's up to
Yeah.
y'all.
You could put him above KP, below Bobbis, below Bobby,
Bobbis.
below
Bobbis.
below Bobbis.
I mean, Pods had a donut, bro. Like, I don't know.
Bro, was that last night?
No, not last
a
night.
couple nights ago.
Donut, really?
He had a donut.
I got
and,
Reese.
and he started that game.
I got recency bias. That's my bad. So yeah, well, where do you want to put him then?
I think he's either a C or a low B.
I'll put him in C.
You can put him above Moody.
Above or below Gio?
I think above.
Above.
Yeah, he's been scoring.
That's fair.
Above Moody.
So there you go. That is the Golden State Warriors. Gio, we have 2 East teams left. Pick one of them.
Let's go Pistons.
The Detroit Pistons. All right, so obviously no Cade and no Tobias Harris because of the top 2 options. So you have Malik Beasley, you have Jalen Duren, Tim Hardaway Jr., Nets legend Dennis Schroeder, and Asar Thompson. No Isaiah Stewart because he only played
Yeah.
1 game. Just didn't think it would be fair to do that.
If I'm being honest, Malik and Schroeder are A tier.
Malik's been very,
Malik is
very
A.
mid.
Mid?
This
Oh.
series, Malik Beasley's been shooting the ball like garbage. I see shit running down his leg in the 4th quarter. Yeah.
Literally.
Okay.
I personally would put Dennis Schroeder in S tier.
Oh, wow.
His defense on Jalen Brunson alone is keeping the Pistons.
I
in
would
these
put him
games.
bottom S tier.
Yeah, it's totally fine. I think he has to go S tier.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, I'm okay,
Okay.
with that.
His impact, like he was such a good get for them. He has to go S.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're that confident with it.
I think
will
Jalen
not.
Duren could be an F tier
Jalen Duren. No, no.
or
No.
D tier.
no.
No.
He's C. Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren, I would probably say is D tier.
Okay.
Because
I'm okay with
his
Above MPJ then?
yeah, I
Okay.
would say that.
That's fine.
I think just above. He's not been great.
Okay.
As for Malik Beasley, just has not been shooting like his regular season self. If he was shooting more confidently, the Pistons would probably have advanced already. So I would probably put Malik Beasley in C tier.
Okay.
His impact's not been felt.
He's
Okay.
better than Kuminga. I'll put him right above Kuminga, right below Hart,
Where's Kuminga at?
right in the
Oh,
middle.
there he is.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right there. But then again, has he been better than Hart?
I think
What do you
so.
think, Knicks guy?
It's like the same.
Okay, so put him above him.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Shoots
Yeah, 'cause
better.
Conley's definitely been better.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
Tim Hardaway.
Tim
He's
Hardaway.
been actually decent.
He's been okay.
He's been really good this series. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Actually
Yeah.
decent.
We could put him B tier.
I think he is B.
I'm totally fine
You
with
could
that.
put him right where like Dante is.
I think he's been better than Dante.
Okay.
I think
Better
he's
than Buddy.
been better than Buddy.
Okay.
I think he's honestly been better than Brooks, Russ, and
No,
Steven
no,
Adams.
I'm okay with that.
I
He's
would
been
even
shooting really
I'd
good.
honestly put him above Austin Reeves. If I'm being honest with you.
Mm,
As far as impact goes, he's been the only shooter
good
actually
vet.
hitting
Yeah,
shots.
put him up there. Put him up there. Why not? Put him up
Put him
there
there.
with
Put
those
him above
guys.
Austin Reeves. Shout out THJ. Let's go. And then last but not least, Asar Thompson. Offensively
I don't
is
know.
F tier. Defensively, he's been S tier. Like Jalen Brunson's numbers when guarded by Asar Thompson are awful.
So I guess that averages out to C.
like a C tier.
I would say B tier purely because him and Amen play the exact same type of game.
You
Put him right
you
next
could
to
put
him,
next
man.
to his
Yeah,
brother.
I'm putting him next to his brother.
Yeah, right.
Who's
bros.
better though?
Amen.
Amen.
Okay,
As
so
of now.
we'll put Asar
Always
in
amen.
there.
Yeah.
That is totally fine by me. These
Amen.
two will forever be in lockstep with each other. It's kind of cute and it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
So, all right, Antoine, pick a West team. We have two left.
OKC.
OKC. All right. So obviously no SGA and no J-Dub because they were both All-Stars. So you have Caruso, Lou Dort, Isaiah Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Joe, and the savior of basketball, Mr. Aaron Wiggins himself.
If I'm being honest, Chet's been an S tier.
Chet's been incredible.
Yeah.
Chet is an instant S tier.
Yeah.
Put him in
I
the
would
S,
put
bro.
him. I would put him.
He might go first.
He might be first.
He might be first. Yes, he might be first.
It's hurting me.
It's definitely between him and Aaron Gordon, with no doubt.
I think
Fine.
Chet right now is a lot better.
You want to put him in first, Tyler?
I don't know. I'll leave that to you.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh my God, what a loser.
It's hard.
You put him in first.
We'll put him in first.
Put him in first.
We'll put him in
Chet's
first.
been doing really good.
Chet is basically an all-star that's not. So
Yeah.
we'll put him there. I am willing to also
Caruso?
I'm willing to also put Alex Caruso in S tier.
S.
His defense is
I was thinking high A.
outstanding. I mean, I'm fine with either or, but I think I think we're getting the same impact from Dennis Schroeder as you are with Alex Caruso.
Fine.
Yeah, Caruso's
put him
been
at low
scoring.
S then.
He's been putting Grizzlies in hell.
Put him at low S above Dennis though.
I'm putting him. I would probably put him below.
Below Dennis?
Because Dennis offensively has been a lot better than Caruso.
Okay, fine.
So we'll do that. That's why I said, don't call the Bulls a win-win on that trade.
Yeah.
Because Caruso provides value on the
does.
defensive end of the ball.
Especially in the playoffs.
He fits a need that Josh Giddey didn't provide.
Very true.
And the Bulls
Okay.
needed to get a pick. So
Very true.
I don't know how good Dort, Ihart, Wiggins. I know Wiggins and Isaiah Joe had good games, but I don't know how good they were the whole series long.
Me neither, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, they also
I haven't really been watching
they-
the series.
This series is the biggest drab series of all time. Like it was,
Yeah.
they 50 balled them in game one, and then
It's like a
you know,
fake series. Like it shouldn't really count.
it's unfortunate that Dort honestly made the biggest impact by being a dirty bastard because they were down 30. He injures Ja, and then they come all the way back and win.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to do that.
You want to put them all just in B tier?
I think you do that.
I think Hartenstein should go either B or A.
That's fine.
He's been good.
Ihart's been B tier.
Okay.
So we could put Ihart like around I would put him just below Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Me
that's fine.
personally.
That's good.
Lou Dort, I have no idea.
Lou Dort's been pretty good. I would also probably go B tier maybe.
Okay. Below THJ?
I would probably say, yeah, I think we do that.
Yeah.
He's been better than Reeves for
That's
sure.
fine. And then Joe and Wiggins.
Joe and Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins
Put him
should
in
go
C.
S tier because he saved basketball, but I guess
Okay.
we'll put him in C tier.
Put them both in C.
Yeah. You can
Where?
put them both in C. They've been better than Malik and Conley and Rui
Oh,
and Pods and Moody.
damn.
I say we just do that. I say we put who's been more impactful in your opinion, Joe or Wiggins?
Wasn't Wiggins scoring a lot better?
I mean, they both kind of do
Put
the
'em right
same
next to
thing.
each other.
Yeah, put them right next to each other.
Right
They're
there.
right
Because Aaron Wiggins saved basketball, he will go ahead. So that is the OKC Thunder.
Yeah.
We have just
Pacers.
2 teams left, the Pacers and the Clippers. So we'll go to the Pacers. So no Halliburton and no Siakam. So we have Benedict Mathurin. We have TJ McConnell, Andrew Nemhard, Aaron Nesmith, Obi Toppin, and Miles Turner.
Put Nesmith in A.
I would put Nesmith in S.
In S?
He's guarding Giannis the entire series.
Yeah, but Giannis still dropping 35.
Well, obviously, but Nesmith, okay, fair. We'll put him in A.
Yeah, Nesmith is A
Fine.
tier. He's not.
I would put him
S.
top.
That's
no.
Who's on the top?
Ty
Ty
Jerome.
Jerome.
I think you do put him above Ty.
Above Ty?
Okay, that's fine.
fair. Yeah, Nesmith should go there.
Yeah.
Matherin's injured right now.
Yeah.
He didn't play in the last game.
Okay.
So when he did play, he was okay.
He was okay.
I say we probably put him in C.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Throw him in C.
So we'll put him. I say we put him just below Rui.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Better than Mike.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has not been a good McConnell series. Going into the playoffs, I was ready to put him at the top S tier, but he doesn't belong there this year.
I thought he's been doing okay.
He's compared to last year, he's taken a big step backwards.
Put him in C.
I would probably put him in B,
Below B then?
low B. Yeah.
I think below Christian Braun.
Yeah, I would do. I'll probably put him above, to be honest. You want to put him
Christian
below?
Braun
Yeah,
starts
below.
and he gets more impactful
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, very fair. We'll put him there. I would honestly, put all 3 of these guys in S tier.
Who?
Nemhard, Toppin, and Turner.
No.
Not S.
I would put to me
Which, if you had to pick one, only one of them can go to S.
Miles Turner.
I think Miles Turner.
Miles
deserves
Turner's
that.
been having a career series.
Yeah, he deserves.
Yeah,
the
Miles
S.
has been good.
Miles Turner, I would actually put Miles Turner first.
Above Chet.
You could make the argument
Above
for that.
Aaron. No.
Bro,
Not put him-
look at the stats Turner's been putting up this series, and
he
you
been
tell me
doing?
where you think he belongs.
What's he been doing?
Who?
Miles
Miles
Turner.
Turner.
No, he's been doing good.
He's been great.
What team does he play for again?
Are you kidding me?
I'm just kidding. I had a brain fart.
That's great. He plays for the Washington Wizards.
Oh, okay,
my good
got
sir.
it. Turner, I mean, he had 6 points total in the Milwaukee win.
That was the one loss.
Can I have a water over there?
Yeah, in a second.
Man's is thirsty.
Okay, so you had 23 the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and they're playing tonight?
No,
Oh,
playing Wednesday.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can put him in. Yeah.
I mean, you
I think behind Aaron Gordon, though.
Do you want me to do that? We can.
Behind Aaron Gordon
That's
is
fair.
good.
Okay. And then we have Nemhard and Obi Toppin. Where do you want to put them?
Put him in A. Put them both in A.
I think Toppin's
Nemhard
definitely-
above.
I think Toppin's bottom A.
Yeah.
I would probably put him below. I'd probably put him below Nikhil.
Yeah. Wait. That's B.
Oh, sorry, my fault. I would put him.
Can you pass me a water?
I would probably put him below. It's hard to tell. I would put him above Wendell Carter.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? I mean, I'm fine putting him at bottom. It's
Yeah.
totally fine by me.
Yeah.
Do you want to make the case for a Nemhard S tier or no?
No. I don't.
Because
What do you think?
I would make the argument that he would go bottom S.
Bottom S. I gotta see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Give me just 1 second.
Nemhard is so key for them on both ends. It's like hard for me to not put him there
Nemhard.
because he allows Halliburton to take the scoring backseat. That's kind of the main reasoning. I know he hasn't put up as many points the past couple games, but his impact is there.
Right.
And I would put him I would probably put him below Dennis Schroeder.
I mean, he had 17 in the first 2 games. Both games, 17. Then, let me see. Then the next game he had 6. I mean,
You're not going to have a good game every single time.
I understand that, but single digits is crazy for a starter.
Right, I
You know,
understand that.
And a starter that's going in S tier, I don't think you should be getting single digits.
Okay, that's fair. If you want to put him in A, we
I
can.
put him in A.
All right. Where, though?
He's better than Obi.
Oh, he's definitely
Better
high.
than
He's definitely high A tier for sure.
Yeah.
I'll put him probably.
That's
He's in one of
Above
these
Jerome.
above Jerome. I think Nesmith's been more impactful with his
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, that's
So that's fine. Understandable. And that's the Indiana Pacers. And as we close off, we're about like 9 minutes away from an hour on this segment. We got the L.A. Clippers. We got Nick Batum, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Chris Dunn, Derek Jones Jr., Norman Powell, and Ivica Zubats.
It's a good list of guys.
I would
No.
automatically put Bogey in D tier or F tier.
I
yeah,
agree.
I don't think he's been doing anything.
Do you want to put him where?
I put him in D.
D?
Low D.
Low D.
Right?
I'd put him
Next to
below.
Peyton.
Honestly, I put him below because he's
That's
literally
fine.
just going in there to get fouls. That's literally what he did in the last
fine.
game.
That's fine.
What has Batum been doing?
Batum's actually being impactful.
Batum is making shots that I didn't think existed.
Exactly.
So Batum is an A tier to me.
An A tier is a little high, but
Really?
Based
that's okay.
on based on impact, the way he's impacting the game, he's hitting
Right.
threes in the fourth quarter.
Well, I think Norm is
Super
a lot.
clutch, man.
Norm is a lot
Exactly.
better.
Well, he's a better player, but as far as the impact level goes, Batum is making a big impact.
Put Batum in low A. I think no. We can't do that. Put Batum in high B, above Portis,
Okay, that's fair. I'm fine with that.
and then we can put Norm in A.
Where?
Above
good question.
above Wendell.
Yeah, I think Gary Trent's been more impactful. Maybe. I'd probably put him
No,
above.
above Gary Trent. Yeah.
I'd put him
That's
there.
good right there.
Okay. I would put Zubats in S tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it's a no-brainer, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been playing great.
Where?
Above.
He's definitely above Caruso. He's
Caruso.
above he's above Dennis. He's above Nas. He's above Derek White.
Yeah.
I think he's
I
above.
wouldn't put him above Derek White.
Not J Mac.
I think he's definitely above Derek White.
Yes,
know about
above
that.
Derek White. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
That hurts.
you're outvoted,
Okay.
sir.
No,
Fine.
that's above.
Zubats is a clear S tier.
Fine.
This leaves us with Chris Dunn and Derek Jones Jr. Derek Jones Jr. should be a D tier to me.
should be
Yeah.
a D.
What has he been
Put him
doing?
in D tier.
Not much. I would put him. He's definitely been better
Above
than Bogey.
Vincent.
Yeah, I would put him above McHale.
I wouldn't put him above Mikal.
No,
Okay,
no, no, no.
fine.
You just hate Mikal, bro. Mikal at least can score every now and then.
Yeah,
Derek Jones Jr.
fair.
can't really do that.
And then
Chris
we
Dunn.
end on a wild card. Chris Dunn.
Dunn.
He's
Yeah,
been
this
kind of
is
all
bullet.
over the place.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
his defense is very impactful.
His defense is incredible.
Yeah.
He's one of the only guys that actually confront to Jokic a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been making his shots at a decent clip. I think he's shooting like 36% from three, something like that.
It's not bad for him.
I'll put him in B tier. I think
I agree with
he's
that.
just as impactful as Batum, Portis, and them. I would go.
I would put him right around where Hardaway.
Oh, you
I
want
would
to
put
go
him
lower?
above Dorian Finney-Smith
Below KP?
and below KP.
You know what, Gio? I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
And I guess before we kind of close off this tier list, is there any changes we want to make?
There's a lot of faces up there, so even if I did want to make changes, it's hard to really
It's hard.
point it out.
I think
Yeah.
where we left it is probably where it's gonna sit.
Yeah. We have to teach Anthony how to stand on business, so we're going to stand on
Yeah.
business with these.
You know,
I'm gonna leave it
Totally
where it
fair.
is.
So yeah, that is
Yeah.
the tier list. Let us know down in the comments what changes you would make. What did we get incredibly wrong? And quite frankly, what did we get right? And yeah, do we have any sort of final thoughts regarding the tier list?
It was fun.
No, it was fun.
Yeah, this was
A lot of
enjoyable.
players.
I like the tier list episodes. We'll have definitely more of them throughout our tenure as podcast hosts.
Yeah.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 55 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Gio, for people that are still with the flow, what do they comment at home?
Comment down 5.
5. The number or the word?
The number.
The number. Okay, so the number 5.
Because that's how many games it's going to take for the
Lakers to
Wolves.
lose.
Yeah, the Lakers to lose.
And the
Please,
Knicks
bye.
to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, obviously we'll keep more tabs on the series. We'll probably have some second round predictions for next week, and any other ideas we have, we'll kind of let you in on that. And we have a little surprise that we'll announce next week, so stay tuned for that. And we can't wait to share that with y'all. It should be fun. And we're excited that the Discord server is finally here, so be sure you join it. Link in the description. It's the pinned comment down below. We'll promote it on our short stuff as well. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, try and get us to 6K. I think we set our goals to get 6K views by the end of the NBA playoffs.
Oh wow.
So by the end of June.
Okay.
I think it's realistic for us.
Let's do it. Go,
So
guys.
yeah, make sure you do
Okay.
that. Hit the bell. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, answer the polls, leave a review, all that good stuff. Follow us on our socials at Floor Spacer Pod on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. All our personal ones you can see on the screen right now. Get Gio to 1 million Instagram followers. And guys, do we have anything else to say before we head on out of here for the night?
Deuces.
All right. Well, we hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly. Fuck Nico Harrison. And we'll see you all next week in episode 56. Peace out.